All right, good morning, everyone. Welcome to Market Prep. I hope you guys are having amazing mornings. Hopefully, you got a great day yesterday. Good morning, Peter. How you doing today? We were talking a little bit before the show, and I know you're feeling better, so glad to hear that. But other than that, man, how's your morning?
Yeah, I wouldn't say I'm 100%, but I'm definitely better than I was yesterday. So that's good. It's a good feeling.
Awesome, man. Glad to hear
How's your
that.
daughter doing?
Much better. She's back in school after 2 days off, so she's back in school today. And she's still congested a little bit, but other than that, man, she's doing great. So thank you for asking. But yeah, everybody in the home front so far looking okay at the moment. Hope it stays that way for a bit. Friends, let's jump into our gappers list this morning on such an exciting trading day today. So much to look at, so much to watch. I mean, it is day trading galore today. I mean, it's a lot of stuff happening, and I'm looking forward to today's trading day. So, great stuff on this list. This gap up is pretty intense right now. We're gonna hop around a little because there's just so many great names we want to get to. So we might not go in order here. We might go based on some news like SMCI. We'll go to Chinese tickers. We'll go to quantum stuff is up here as well. It's been played for quite a bit, and then of course we'll talk about tech with the big guy leading the way today, NVDA, with earnings tonight. Engineering the Markets, Jared had a great session there, speaking of the potential expected moves and all that. So look forward to that one later today. We're going to be live for that, by the way, this afternoon at 3:30 here on YouTube. So if you guys want to, on YouTube and the chat room, so definitely join us for that. But before we dive into that list, Peter, let's go to our U.S. economic calendar and what is moving there.
Yeah, pretty quiet day again. This whole week has been fairly quiet. We've got two Fed speakers. Actually, there's three. I forgot to list another one at around 11:45, but they again don't typically have much impact. And then we got some new home sales coming up at 10 a.m. So that's probably the only number that you have to look for. Again, do I expect the market to react? No. We've got other more interesting things the market is going to be reacting to, including, like we said, the anticipated NVIDIA earnings. We can't overstate that. NVIDIA is a big market mover, and its earnings day is a pretty big event. So we'll see what happens here with it this time around, as things are a little calmer on the NVIDIA front than they have been. Obviously, more market uncertainty right now than even last quarter when they reported. So, but I still think it's going to be interesting. And of course, well, we'll talk about this when we get to our gappers. There's even more news, of course, in the semiconductor sector with SMCI still being listed, but we'll talk about that in a moment. So it's, I think, more focus on stocks than on the economic calendar today.
Yeah, absolutely. As you see in our gappers list, we'll dive in. We'll do the first one, but then we'll jump right into SMCI, which has the big news here. SYTA is leading the way this morning. These guys are up 94%. I don't like this pre-market action at all. It looks messy. I don't like the daily. Float on this thing, I'm showing 400,000 on tradingterminal.com, so we'll get that confirmed. But it looks very low, whatever it is, right? And then here, hard to borrow, has halted already this morning. And if you get any halts, usually pre-market, all that means is it's probably news related, right? Because there's no volatility halts that happen in the pre-market or after hours. So yeah, it looks messy, Peter. I don't like it compared to other stuff that I want to have on deck today. Anything you want to share on it?
I see a 4 million share float, but it's small, whatever the number is, one way or the other. And, relatively, but oddly, that doesn't match with their market cap. So something's off there in all of the numbers.
Yeah.
But it's a merger. So it's sort of like a buyout, but different. This is a merger of friendlies. They've signed a definitive agreement to merge with Core Gaming, which is a privately held gaming developer, which means that the sort of the value and the I guess the market approach to the stock is going to change. Obviously, when you're merging with a private company, it all becomes public unless they don't say that they're choosing to take it private. In fact, they've talked about in the highlights of the merger, they're talking about all current shareholders or shareholders at time of merger will receive a stock dividend they will own a minimum of 10% of the new combined entity. The calculated value of the new entity, guys, if you want to know the stuff we do is valid in the broader market, right? As retail traders, they're going to figure out the value of the entity by taking a core price of $160 million and dividing it by the VWAP price of the 10-day moving average VWAP price. I'm going to say this wrong. Of the 10 days previous, oh my God, prior to the merger. So basically, they're taking the average price, but they're using the VWAP from the 10 previous days divided by 160 million to calculate the share price. So there you go. There's some fancy math for you. And the merger, I mean, this is not going to happen for a little while, right? This merger is, while it's been agreed to, the merger is going to happen. Actually, I don't have a date for that. I'm not sure when it's actually going to occur. Probably sometime in the next 4 to 6 months, I would imagine. But anyways, it means that you're not going to get a lot of good trading on it in the short term, right? It's all tied up in this merger with a private entity, which is outside of the market. And yeah, I mean, interesting, not fun trading. Yeah, I know I
Yeah, this
screwed all that
doesn't.
up.
No. Hey, it sounded confusing to begin with. I think you did a pretty good job of breaking it down. We don't like it for those reasons, so we're gonna stay away from it. And again, it is in play, but I just don't think that's gonna trade well. And Peter kind of agrees as well. Let's take a look at SMCI, right? Let's take a look at one that we
Oh,
definitely want to have on deck, man. Yeah, Peter, I was looking at some history on this stock. This stock is messy. It's not the first
oh my
time
God!
that they being
It
delisted for not providing information. It's happened a few years ago.
no.
Then they came back and they were able to figure it out, and it
Oh,
almost happened again. Why can't these guys get it together, man?
look, I have been fascinated with this stock since last night, I have to admit, because I was trying to get into the detail as to what is going on here. And you're absolutely right, Carlos. They've been delisted before. In 2018, they failed to provide financial reports and were delisted. This is this is like some sort of semiconductor soap opera going on here by reading their annual report. I'm going to give you a snippet here because I just find this absolutely fascinating. So for you guys that already know SMCI, you can tune out for the next 2 minutes here. But so in 2018, it was delisted in a momentarily because they failed to provide information. The CEO had to borrow about $13 million from his brother's wife to repay margin loans that he had taken against company stock. And as of June 2024, apparently he hasn't even repaid those loans to his brother's sister, which are now worth about $16.5 million. I don't know what's going on in this family, but maybe nobody cares because nobody needs the money. I mean, this is a guy who's worth somewhere around $4 or $5 billion. Why do you owe your sister-in-law 16 million? Just pay her the money, man. But maybe they don't care. Look, that's the least of the problems. I want to read to you just one paragraph out of the many pages of information they have in this company. Because this company, if you want to believe that nepotism is alive and well in the world, just read Supermicro's annual report. So, Supermicro CEO, the CEO is a guy named Charles Liang, right? And Charles Liang and his family are deeply involved in this company in all sorts of ways, which I can understand why they got into trouble. Remember, the background here is that Ernst and Young were their auditors. There were some concerns raised internally. They hired an external forensic law firm to do a deep dive into the numbers. And as a result of that forensic investigation, which cost them about $20 million, E&Y said, we can't do this anymore. We're out. So they so they had to hire another. They hired BDO to come in and do the auditing, and basically, that's what the delay was. Well, in fact, that's what they're publicly claiming was the delay. They're blaming it all on E&Y, and that's why it's taken so long. But again, going back to reading the annual report, I understand maybe why E&Y quit because this thing is a mess. So anyways, the CEO Liang and his wife run all of their business dealings through the company. And again, I'm just going to read this one paragraph so you guys can understand the mess that this is, okay? Abelcom, so the two Taiwanese companies, Abelcom and CompuWare. Abelcom is a major contract manufacturer for Supermicro, and CompuWare is a distributor of Supermicro's products. Abelcom CEO is Steve Liang, who's the CEO of Supermicro's brother, and his family owns, and Steve's family owns 35% of Abelcom stock. Abelcom's CEO is another brother to the CEO. Charles and Sarah, who are the CEO and his wife, also own 10.5% of Abelcom stock. Bill Yang, another brother to Charles and Steve, is on the board of Abelcom, while Steve is on the board of CompuWare. Finally, we got another guy out there, Wally Law, who's another brother. Wally Liaw is his name, Liaw, who happens to be the senior vice president of business development at Supermicro. This guy happens to own 11.7% of Abelcom stock and 8.7% of CompuWare stock. So here's a guy at a minimum who's worth $500 million, and he's working as a mid-level manager, a senior vice president of business development. How hard do you think he works in a day? I don't know. I mean, he could be a hardworking guy. I have no idea. But again, that is just one paragraph of the many pages of family interactions we've got going on here. I'm not saying Supermicro doesn't have a good business, and they're not a growing concern, but man, it is a mess. So no wonder they've had some problems, and I guess I sort of understand why E and Y quit. That being said, look at them, man. They're up 20% this morning. and the stock is back in business, baby. So we'll see what happens with it. I mean, it is it's actively trading. Obviously it's fallen a little bit. It was up much more, right? I mean, overnight it would almost got to $60. I think around $58 was the peak it hit. We're down about $3 from there now. Yeah, I mean, this thing is definitely in play with about 7 million shares traded so far. So look, crisis averted. They're still claiming, the CEO Charles Liang is claiming that they're going to hit $40 billion in revenue this year. Again, huge stretch. Like that would be a 25% year-over-year growth, and that's pretty amazing if they do manage to hit it. Being that he hasn't actually provided pipeline or details as to how that's going to occur. So one way or the other, look, SMCI is just a fascinating semiconductor soap opera out there, and the fun continues. So do what you want with it. It's in play.
Interesting, man. Talk about making the system complicated, right? So it's like, yeah, we have nothing to hide, but we're going to make this as complicated as possible, so in case we do, you can't find it. All right, there it is. SMCI, guys, in play today for sure. 7 million shares traded right now. Will be on my list. Actually already on there. First one on deck so far. Heading down this gap up list, we're going to see a lot of Bitcoin. Bitcoin is on the green today. I'm seeing BDTR. I'm seeing some other ones on here. Actually, no, just only one. No, Hood is on here as well. I thought I saw more. But there's a couple on here. They haven't been trading well. And this BDTR, I know they had their own catalyst yesterday. They're up here slightly. Very light volume. I really don't like it, Peter. I'm not sure about you.
No, not really. I mean, they bounced a little bit. Bitcoin prices are still, sub at 90,000, which is not good, right? When they went over 100K, everybody's like, "This is it, to the moon." Well, that hasn't really played out, has it? Because I mean, we're back under 100,000 and well under it, sitting at about 87,555 right at the moment for Bitcoin. So yeah, I mean, we're going to see some bouncing on this. I mean, that big move that happened sort of earlier this week over the weekend and on Monday means that these are going to be in play. I did watch Coin, like I said yesterday. I was going to watch Coin and Mara just to see what they did. They didn't do anything fun. At least by my opinion. I didn't really like the way they moved. I mean, they had some movement, but if you do go and look at the chart from yesterday, very choppy, very hard to trade. I just said, you know what, this is not worth it. I don't want to get involved in that. Yeah, like that's just, that's not easy. So I just said, you know what, I'm out.
Yeah. Makes sense. Looking at our list, friends, we have a bunch of Chinese tickers on here as well. We have Becky, Lee, XBEV, Tiger. I mean, there's a couple. Baba, you name it, they're on here. Let's look at some of our favorites. Baba's going to be one of them. That's I do like to watch. It tends to trade very well. If I look at Baba today, we're up 4.6. I really like this daily as well. Look how clean this is. We did get the drop a few days ago, and we're recovering nicely from that, right back towards the recent highs we had here. So Baba looks good. Pre-market action, not so much. Just you kind of got the gap up and then the sideways action at the market open. We should get some movement out of this, and hopefully it can be something that's clean. So I'll add Baba to the list. But Peter, there's a bunch of these on the gap up list today. Any news? I mean, I see JD on here. Anything with China, tariffs, anything that might be moving this?
I mean, look, there's general feeling that that the tariffs are going to be hitting China, and China's likely to be punching back very quickly. That being said, we've seen a little bit of a bounce as China announced a lot of support for a number of industries, including the EV industry, which we know they've been supporting very heavily in the Chinese market. A lot of subsidies and a lot of background development support from the government, including distribution and access to markets, etc. The semiconductor industry is one that China has said that they are going to continue to support and dump billions more dollars into. So yeah, I mean it's an interesting moving feast here. It's really it's really mired in a lot of international global politics and of course domestic investment. So we'll have to see what happens. Over top of all that, you may notice LI is on the list. LI announced their sort of an expansion of their L8 SUV line, which is an all-electric sort of full-sized SUV, which we haven't really seen. I mean, I can't think of an all-electric full-size SUV. I mean, Tesla's got, I guess they do have a model that's SUV-like, but it's not like a full SUV, really. It's sort of like what would you call that? A mid-size SUV at best? I don't know what actually category it's in. I assume it's a mid-size SUV. Anyways, but this LII8, that's true. I mean, Rivian has one, sort of. I mean, Rivian does have an SUV. It's like their pickup truck and the SUV are the same. Just cut the back rows off and put a flatbed in there, and it's the same. But anyways, it doesn't matter. We get this news, and they go out and promote it. So LI is getting a little bit of a lift as a result of that, thinking that there's going to be more market opportunity. What I'm really waiting to see is, how much are they going to be expanding? Because they've started to expand across Europe, right? All these Chinese SUVs. And if you've traveled Europe, you may have seen some of them. I did see some in South America when I was down there, when we were in Colombia, and I was in Panama. I was seeing some back in December. Of course, we have not seen any in North America, and the U.S. government has clearly said they are going to keep it very difficult for manufacturers to get their cars into the American market in any time soon. So that's going to be a protected market for a period of time, which the jury's out on how that's going to play out, right? I mean, that's good for Tesla and domestic manufacturers in the short term. In the long term, that can be problematic because, unfortunately, history has shown that typically leads to complacency in local manufacturing because you just don't get the same type of innovation because they're not forced to compete, right, with all of the global brands. So I don't know. I mean, we'll just see what happens. We were talking about this the other day, right? You look at some of these, some of the vehicles, and there are some like really interesting features and different approaches to vehicles that are coming out of China that we just don't see here in North America, that we don't have access to. So yeah, I don't know what it means overall. I do know in the short term it means LI is moving. Although notice the price action yesterday, right? Because it was sort of on our list as well yesterday, or at least we took note of it. And while it got increased volume, but the price action was horrible. Yeah, look at that. I was surprised. I thought it would be a little bit better, but yeah, that's garbage, that baby. So yeah, I don't think LI is going to trade well. But I said the whole sector is fascinating. Both electric vehicles and semiconductors out of China is a fascinating area right now. Again, who knows what's going to happen? I mean, there's just big forces at play, and we continue to say we're just waiting on the next big tweet. But I think right now, I think the executive branch, the administration, and the White House probably a little distracted. They've got a lot of irons in the fire. I think right now the situation that they've taken on and injecting themselves into the middle of the Russia-Ukraine conflict is probably distracting them from some of the stuff that they had started talking about taking an act on or sort of taking a position on in terms of semiconductors. So I don't know. We'll see what happens, Carlos. Look, one way or the other, when these things pop on the list, right, we got to take a look at them. We see if they're good to trade or not. At this point, yeah, I think LI and most of the Chinese offerings not feeling like good trading opportunities in the short term.
Yeah, yeah, I'm with you there. I'm gonna keep Baba now on here, but I might move this down to a secondary because again, it's been gapping up. But if you look at the intraday action, I have not seen great opportunities, right? When I am looking at it, so might not stay on that list. All right, let's see what else we have here, friends. Let's take a look. So we did talk about Chinese tickers, which this list has a bunch of. We're gonna scan on down and look at some other ones. Rocket Lab tends to move very well at times, and we do like the way this ticker trades when it is in play. And if I look at it today, we are up 4%, 590,000 shares traded right now. So it does look interesting as far as the daily, right? Not so much the pre-market, but this daily does look great. You can see the weakness here in the last couple of days. And normally they don't trade well. Like if you look at this daily, great example. Let me get you guys the right screen. Oh yeah, you are at the right screen. If you look at this daily here, look how wicky this is, right? Lots of wicks, but something happened here, and you could tell how clean this is trading. So if that continues with these nice, beautiful, clean candles, you know, decent volume, I think this can be a lot of fun to watch. So maybe a secondary for now. We'll need to see how the market open does treat this one. Again, it can be a hit or a miss. Is Rocket Lab has anything going on today, Peter?
Not today. I mean, on Thursday, tomorrow, they'll be releasing their earnings. So this could be some positioning in advance of that. I don't know what to expect out of that. There's been news on both sides. I mean, their expected revenues about 430 billion. 430 million is what they're expected to deliver, and they're expected to lose about 10 cents a share. So that's for the full year, by the way. So the Q4 revenue is expected to be about 130 million. So I don't know. We'll see what happens. It's a funny stock. They're more or less sort of pre-revenue. I mean, let's face it, 130 million is not huge, and they're still losing money. So I like the prospects of this. I like the concept behind Rocket Labs and what they're doing. But as a trading stock, as you said, Carlos, it's been really hit or miss. There's been a couple of days where it's been interesting, but yeah, they're hard to find.
They are difficult. So all right, let's take a look here. What else, friends? So that kind of covers it. Let's talk about obviously NVIDIA. So let's bring up NVIDIA here. We'll put that one on the list as well. And Peter, I want to give you enough time because there's a few on here that I know you might want to cover as well. So NVIDIA right now up 2.6, 6.7 million shares traded. As we all know, the big thing today will be not that button, that one. All right. The big thing today will be earnings. So if we put NVIDIA here on the list, this will heavily be in play today. Even today and more so tonight. I mean, this is a big one, and it's always towards the end of the earnings season. And I can't wait for it. It should be a lot of fun this afternoon.
Yeah, I mean, you know what? This is probably going to be a day of waiting. NVIDIA is going to, move a little bit, but I think a lot of the positioning has already been done. All eyes are going to be on that earnings report that is coming out after the close. So, expect, probably a little bit of muted price action on NVIDIA today. You might want to focus on some other ones, right? Again, SMCI, it's out there. It's still trading, so why not go have some fun? I mean, I'll keep an eye on it. I always watch NVIDIA, and AMD might give it an opportunity to shine as it's sort of out of the spotlight today. So we'll see what happens. But yeah, NVIDIA is probably going to be fairly quiet.
Yeah. I'll add it on my list, but I agree with you. It might be some waiting game here. I was looking at a chart, Peter, by the way, for Max 7s after their highs in December. And man, they've been taken, especially, I'll show you this here. I got this off of Bloomberg when I was looking at it last night. Man, look at Tesla's been getting just destroyed. I mean, it is insane, right, compared to everything else. And then Meta, on the other hand, Meta is just, I mean, they're doing everything right. they're the only ones that are still green from the highs back in December, right? So they're doing something well there. But man, Tesla's not having a fun time as we see that. We'll talk about Tesla in a second here. But there's Nvidia.
Good
Nvidia,
pummel,
just
man.
like Apple, not too bad. But yeah, some other ones here clearly getting taken to the woodshed, as Brian would like to say. All right, Nvidia on deck. Speaking of, let's look at Tesla. Tesla, great day yesterday. I was excited to see Brian call out his number. Did he get 300? He did. He got 300. I mean, wow, all the way down to 296, and then the bounce here. So tough day, guys. I mean, this thing is just very, very weak. Will be on my list today. Looking forward to see how this plays out. Just be careful. Still a lot of weakness here. I know if you're a dip buyer on this one, or trying to be, it's a tough situation right now. You got to be very, very patient.
Yeah, I mean Tesla had a big day yesterday. Not a good day, but a big day as it moved over $30 to hit a number below 300. And Brian called it. He absolutely said on the weekend. He said Tesla under 300 this week, and he was right earlier than we had all anticipated. So it only took 2 days, and there it was. I had a great trade on Tesla short off the open, got all out at around 308 and was pretty happy with it. And then I continued to watch it go down for another $10. So, you just never know where these things are going to end. So I left some money on the table with that one, but still ended up being a good opportunity. So today, excuse me, are we going to get a little bit of a rebound? Maybe. I don't know. I mean, right now we're sitting green by about 1% or $3. So, Tesla is a mover one way or the other. And like you said, Carlos, though, overall, yeah, it has not been doing well. I mean, it's had a pretty bad 2025 so far for Tesla.
Yeah, not looking well here. All right, let's stop here. That kind of covers a big chunk of the gap up list that we've been looking at. We'll jump in the gap down next in a second. There's not a whole lot to look at there. Just two, Lemonade and the fake Tesla. STLA, I'm kidding. Stellantis, I think that's what it is. But yeah, Peter, anything you like that maybe we haven't talked about yet?
Just a couple of earnings to let everybody know about. So this morning we had earnings on three different tickers. Remember earlier this week, I think it was earlier this week, maybe Monday, when we had Home Depot earnings? Well, today we get Lowe's, Low. So there's a few Lowe's out there. This is Lowe's, the home improvement store. We understand that Mike, with all his renovations, has probably been supporting them, at least in the Midwest. However, they did have good earnings. They beat their numbers, top and bottom line. Had a positive quarter. They typically do not trade a lot of volume pre-market. They wouldn't have made our list because they're only traded about 58,000 shares so far, but are sitting up about 2%. So they can often come into play after the opening bell rings. I might keep an eye on them. It's usually hard to trade, but just thought I'd let you know. Another one that had earnings this morning was good old Anheuser-Busch, Bud, B-U-D. One of the best tickers out there. They had to have that ticker, right? Anyways, Bud beat their numbers, top and bottom line. So beer sales are good. They did 14.8 billion versus a 14.4 expected, and over delivered on their earnings by about 16 cents a share. So yeah, good quarter for Bud. And the other one that I was watching was TJ Maxx, or TJX. I guess they want to be called these days. TJX is the company ticker and their company name. They also beat their numbers, delivering about 16.3 billion in revenue versus 16.2 forecast, which actually surprises me. If you had to guess, would you have thought that TJX delivers higher revenue quarter over quarter than does Budweiser or Anheuser-Busch? I wouldn't have guessed that. But anyways.
Yeah, clothing, man, right? They're clothing, right?
Their clothing,
yeah,
it's
yeah, TJ, yeah, anyways. No, man, the margins on clothing are ridiculous. Yeah,
I wouldn't have thought that.
Oh yeah.
But anyways,
yeah.
Okay. But there's your numbers, and those are three companies that I was watching. That there's a whole bunch of other earnings. I mean, we mentioned one. Since we're going to go there in a second, one that did have also earnings this morning is Stellantis, which you sort of called the fake Tesla. It's Tesla with the letters all mixed up, but STLA. They're on our gap down list. They are like one of the largest car companies that North Americans don't know about because they have they own a whole bunch of brands, right? Like they were buying up different companies. They own they own Jeep, and they own, I don't know, they own a whole bunch of different brands. And they've had trouble, yeah, Fiat, Dodge, and Jeep, and then a bunch of European focused auto manufacturers. And anyways, they're a massive corporation, but they just don't trade well on the North American markets, and they've been struggling. They've been struggling for a number of quarters. They hit their numbers, but they hit their numbers on a reduced forecast, and their forward-looking guidance is lower than analysts were hoping. So once again, like, the news isn't great for Stellantis, and we can see their stock price getting hit again this morning. But no, it does not make it a good trading opportunity. I've watched it many times, never found it to trade well. I assume it's dual traded, just because they're based out of the Netherlands, but I don't know that for a fact. But it would make sense to me that they're dual traded. I mean, just look at the daily chart. Whenever you see these tiny little candles that don't connect, one to the other, that would tell me that probably the primary price action is happening in a different market, and then all that happens is when the North American market opens, it opens at whatever relative level it closed at, or is trading at in the European market. So yeah, it's just not a good opportunity. But yeah, it's garbage for us, unfortunately, but it is news. So there you go.
Yep, absolutely. All right, let's look quickly at the gap down. There's not a whole lot to see here, but it's growing. We got 4 now instead of the 2. We got GO. Let's take a look at GO, and this is Go Grocery Outlets. Speaking of groceries, have you seen the new reels that are out there now? People are like going to the barber shop, and they're paying with eggs. Like, they're taking the egg cartons, they're opening up and say, how much is that? $20, and they're giving them like 2 eggs. It is the funniest things. I love the creativity over on social media, man. It's awesome. All right, friends, let's take a look at this. GO this morning, we're down here 28%, 355,000 shares traded as we move lower here. I don't think I ever looked at this or traded it before. Not sure what to expect. Float on this is 87, so it's not a low flow stock. Peter, this just came up. I don't think it was here before. I'm not sure if we have anything on it yet, but is it even, again, first time I'm looking at this ticker. I don't know what to think about it. Are you aware of this ticker? Do you know it or no?
No, not at all. I mean, anyways, the Grocery Outlet Holdings Corp. They had earnings after the close yesterday. That's why they're on our list. You'd think, talking about groceries and people paying in eggs, shouldn't they be making money hand over fist? It should be a good quarter for them. And I mean, they actually did have a good quarter, but again, the analysts have higher expectations than they were able to achieve. So that's why it's gapping down. It's just because the analysts were expecting more. I mean, they did what they said they were going to do, but that's not what was wanted. So that's why they're gapping down here this morning.
All right, there you go. I'm going to skip on these guys. Let's look at LMND. So LMND. This is Lemonade, and we know these guys very well. They don't trade well. I mean, at least I don't like the way they trade. They're down 13%, 488,000 shares traded here. Again, typically not something I watch. Peter, not sure if there's anything you want to share on Lemonade today.
You know what? It looks like they had earnings, but frankly, there's so few analysts that cover this. It's hard to get any details on it. I don't follow it. Doesn't look like many people follow it. So I think we can just move on.
All right, we'll move on to the next one. Well, actually, STLA, we kind of spoke about it already, so we could skip on that one. App. Is this App Lovin'? Let's see what App Lovin' is up to. AAP, no, APP. Here we go.
APP.
It is App Lovin', and we're diving here this morning. So what's going on with them, Peter?
App Lovin'. It's funny because I thought I was looking at App Lovin' earlier, but I was looking at AAP, which is Advanced Auto Parts. You got to be careful on these tickers sometimes, or you end up looking at the wrong thing. So.
Every time I think about this ticker, by the way, this picture comes right to my mind. It's like App Lovin'. Yeah, this is like an App Lovin' commercial thing here.
No,
right?
That's not. I think that's my beanbag chair. That's my beanbag chair company. That's not App Lovin'.
I know it's not, but it looks good.
If you want to use it for that's my love sack.
There we go. App Love. I like it. We're gonna use this. There you go.
Okay. All right. Well, maybe you should put a phone in my hand. We got to get the team on that. They can put a phone in my hand, and I can be doing some app loving in my love stack.
Exactly.
Anyways,
There you go. Yeah.
all right. Anyways, looks like again. I think this is moving because of earnings. Clearly, that they didn't hit anticipated numbers. This I don't know much about this company, much about the trading of the stock. It's not looking fantastic to me. The early hours price action here, it's only about 500,000 shares. It is down 7%, which puts it on our list. I mean, that's a $28 move, so it's not insignificant, but it feels like it's going to be pretty hard to trade. I'm not sure what to make of it. Maybe it'd be worth watching, but it's hard to say at this point.
Yeah. All right, friends. Let's stop here. Peter, anything else you like that's not that we haven't discussed in the gap down?
Well, you sort of mentioned the Magnificent Seven that they're been gapping down for a while. This morning, most of them are green. The one that's red that I found interesting was Apple. Apple is down about $1.40 right now, which is only about 0.5%. But we haven't talked about Apple in a while. It's sort of been quietly, I feel like it's been avoiding attention out there. And Apple's in the news whether it wants to or not. Apple, has been talking about their AI investment plans. Remember, they've been sort of a little late to the game, right? And we hadn't heard a lot from them. There's a lot of criticism about them being very slow to announce what their sort of AI significant investments are. It may actually play to their benefit in the long run because, as we're seeing with DeepSeek and others out of the Chinese market starting to shake things up, it might be good. They did say that they are investing about 500 plan to invest about a whole bunch of money in AI and in the U.S. primarily. In fact, they've said they're going to be investing about $500 billion in the U.S. over the next decade or so. But it's tough to tell whether that's new investment or just reiteration of the existing investments that they've already got and are already committed to. But everybody's going for the headlines because especially when they're getting pressure, like the White House likes to exert pressure, right? Trump makes statements. For example, Trump specifically said Apple needs to eliminate their diversity policies. And that puts a lot of pressure on Apple, right? Apple is an organization which has been touting a lot of how they've had a very open and hiring policy and have been interested in diversity in all of their staff. To get that type of pressure puts them in a very awkward position. So to the best of my knowledge, they have not answered that yet. And are being very quiet on that front, which, again, tough situation for Apple. So maybe that's what's leading to the gap down this morning. I'm not sure, but I don't see a lot of other news on it today. But I think it might be worth watching again, especially with my expectation that NVIDIA is going to be a little slower. I'm thinking we might get a little more volume and activity in some of the other semis. So, Tesla, I think, has got to be on the list just with that big day yesterday. Whether it continues that move, like if it continues that move today, Tesla could be hurting big time because that'll have people running for the fences if that happens. But if we get a bounce, then we'll get a little bit of bounce and maybe some value buyers will come back into it. And again, Apple might just pick up some volume just because it's been so quiet. But now that it's been mentioned, called out, if you will, by the White House, could be in play. So that's what I got.
Apple's great at marketing. They figure out a way to nimble their way out of saying something that's going to accept their so strong fan base. So they'll figure something out here. But yeah, a little bit of pressure for them there, especially given the a lot of the people that buy Apple products. All right, let's take a look here, friends. I think we're set. Let's look at what you guys like this morning. We'll look at some tickers, and then we'll head over to what our team is watching. We'll do levels. I mean, I'm really excited for today's action. Ebenezer, over on YouTube, on our chat, you're giving us BDTR. I'm sorry, Steve. BDTR. Let's take a look. You know what? This is, you have to look at it and just see how it trades. We had it yesterday. And again, I'm sorry. I'm confusing this one with, no, it's this one here. Yeah, this is the one.
No. Yeah, we did look at it yesterday.
Yeah, this is the one. Yeah, we looked at it yesterday. Yeah. So again, could be in play today. It could be a hit or miss now, but I'm not sure. I'm not a big fan of the way it moves. But yeah, you could look at it if you like it. I'm going to keep it off my list for now. Wow, POTR. Like everybody's saying POTR. Let's take a look at POTR. Okay.
I guess so.
Are we still PLTR still weak yesterday? Not easy to trade though, because if you look at this 5 minutes, when a stock does this, it starts pulling back like this so heavy. It's so easy to get stopped out. I know this looks great now as a possible short, but to time it's tough when you got such aggressive pullbacks. It did settle down nicely though. 11 did trade very decent there. It's in play today, guys. 4 million shares traded. Are we going to see more weakness out of PLTR? I have not seen any news about these contracts. Are they going to get actually cut, or are they going to get reduced? Who knows? These are government contracts. That's what they're up against, Peter. I haven't seen anything new on that front. So again, but the comment that was said, obviously cutting defense budget and all that stuff affects these guys, and that's what's been causing the drop over the last couple of days. I think it'll be in play. I think it'll be fun to see here. We might not get as big moves as we saw in the last couple of days where we're dropping quite a bit, because now we're getting to an area where we kind of were hanging out at before. So we might see some support and not just as big of a moves as we see in the past year. So I'll watch it today, and then we'll see where we go from there, Peter. I'm sure this is one that you probably will watch as well, or like. I'm not sure.
Yeah, PLTR is one that I typically watch. It's rare that I like it. Like you said, that price action can be choppy. I find it difficult to trade PLTR, but I always keep an eye on it because it's so close to being a nice moving stock, right? Like, so every once in a while, it sort of goes over the edge and it becomes like a good trader, and I'm like, oh, this is not bad, so I'll keep an eye on it. A lot of other times I find that the price action is just on the wrong side of the line for me, and I'm like, you know what, there's better things, so I move on. It does have some news, like we've been talking. Palantir, the concern is that they're going to get their budget cut with the work that Doge is doing. Also, their CEO Alex Karp submitted an updated trading plan where he previously announced that he was going to be selling some shares, has reconfirmed that and actually upped the number, so selling a few more shares. It doesn't mean that he's bailing ship. Like, again, I don't want people to overreact to this. Sometimes you do get that overreaction. Like, Alex Karp has got, let me see what his holdings are. Alex Karp, at last estimate, is holding something like 60 million shares, 70 million shares. Oh my God, I lied. So at least 60 to 70 million shares. It could be significantly higher, because I see in November of 2024 he had 102 million shares on the books. So sometimes these are listed in different tranches. So yeah, look, he had 283. Yeah, so look, he's got hundreds of millions of shares. He's announced a sale plan for about 10 million of them. So we're talking a small percentage of his total holdings, right? So no reason to overreact, and it's reasonable. Put some money in his pocket, especially with uncertainty. But I see that in the news, as well as I said, the concern over their potential loss of contracts. Keep in mind, they haven't actually lost any contracts yet, right? It's just the concern that they could be on the front lines should those contracts get axed. But who knows? That being said, they're also making AI announcements at the same time. I mean, they're continuing with their business plan, and they do have, big ideas as to where they think AI is going to go and what the opportunity is in the market for them overall. So, Palantir is a little bit of a, mix of good and bad news. So maybe that'll keep it in play, Carlos. I mean, our members seem to like it, so I think I'm going to watch it because they said so.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I'm going to put it on here as well. Will be on my main list also. Let's take a look at, someone mentioned OKLO, and this can be wild at times. Today, they're up 6.3, 1 million shares traded. I mean, I like the gap up. I don't see, pre-market wise, we just moved up, but I don't see anything explosive happening right now. Their daily, though, has been awesome, right? Look at this. Just look how much movement you're getting on OKLO. The only one issue I have is it's a very difficult stock to trade at times. Like, it doesn't trade very clean in the intraday, right? But this daily looks awesome, guys. 57 down to 34. We're seeing a little bit of action here. You really got to wait for the market open to see how we get the volume. Yesterday was beautiful sell-off, by the way. I did not have it on my list. If you did, hopefully you took advantage of that. But look at that nice sell-off there on OKLO. Won't give it too much credit because everything sold off yesterday. You could have traded many tickers short. But let's put it on a secondary. Let's see where OKLO goes today, and we should be good. For those that missed it, yes.
OKLO.
Go ahead. Hmm.
So OKLO has been news driven over the last little while, and there was a minor article, I'll say, that they are participating in a Department of Energy initiative, which is actually going to help them with the rollout of their so-called nuclear powerhouses. So as they're pushing clean energy, this is an opportunity for them to sort of extend that. Now, keep in mind, as far as I know, they are still pre-production on this, right? Like they don't have there's no Mr. Fusions going out in the back of cars or anything. Anybody get that reference? Anyways, good Back to the Future reference there. But but that's their plan, right? These micro nuclear reactor type situations. Now, when we say micro, again, we're not talking like toaster micro. Micro means that it's only the size of of an average house instead of the size of a large industrial plant. So, anyways, we'll see where they go with these things. But it's good news, anyways, that the Department of Energy is looking to try and support what they're looking to do, and we'll see where it goes. There you go, Crikey Ryder. That's the Mr. Fusion. I've always wanted one of those. I thought that would be cool, but again, one of those promises that movies made to me that hasn't come to fruition yet. That and the hoverboard. Where's my hoverboard?
Yeah. Where is it? Friends, over on YouTube, today's laptop day, by the way. So slam those thumbs up. You need to comment. You need to be active. We'll be doing a raffle a little bit later. Today is Laptop Wednesday, so we're looking forward to that. But we got to get more likes. So what are we sitting at? 200 likes? That's not gonna do it.
We can do better than that. Come on, people.
Oh yeah.
Give us
We could do better
give us a
than that.
like. Give us a thumb.
We're not that bad, and we haven't talked politics yet, Peter. We've been very good. We've been staying straight and narrow. We haven't offended anybody. Well, we're good. All right, guys. Let's get over to our website, bearbutraders.com, which, by the way, a lot of great stuff happening in the education center. Every time I log in there, something new, a new course, a new strategy. So make sure you're taking advantage of that. But we want to show you here is our webinars for what's happening on this beautiful Wednesday.
All right. Yes, I want to thank everybody that joined me last night for our strategy webinar. We talked about the Mountain Pass strategy and all of its glorious detail and how you can trade that. So maybe we'll get a few more traders looking for Mountain Pass trades this morning, and I'm sure they'll call it out in the chat room if we do. Tonight we focus on psychology, and tonight's guest is Randy Howell. He's been with us many times. He's actually doing part 2 of his series on stress-proofing your trading mind. So that should be a good one. That's at 8 o'clock in the webinar room. And then next week, we have Dr. Kenneth Reed, who's back with us talking about the paradox of peak performance. So, what does that actually mean? What is peak performance? And how do you achieve it for yourself? Because what it's going to look like for you is different than what it's going to look like for others. So that'll be next week, first Wednesday of March, March the 5th at 8 p.m. Now, normally we'd have our Trading Edge webinar. My understanding is that unfortunately that has to be canceled today, just due to a conflict that has been canceled. So there will be no 11 a.m. webinar. So we can take that one off the list. That'll be back with you next week. So. Anyway, so there you go. So the webinar tonight is at 8 p.m. in the webinar room. Like Carlos mentioned, if you want to join us sort of virtually here every day, then go to bearabletraders.com and you can look up the membership options. Join using the intro all the way up to the Elite Annual. But you can also join us physically and in person. And if you want to do that, you don't have to be a member. If you want to sort of just join in person and not be part of the community, we might be a little sad, but we'd still love to see you. In fact, we often find that, when we do our live trading summits, a surprisingly large portion of the people are people who aren't members. They're either maybe some of you on YouTube, right, who are been listening to us for a while and want to see what it's like. Are they real people? Does this stuff really work? Maybe talk to others in the community that've been with us for a while and say, like, guys, should I join? Is this a good place to be? If you're of that mindset, then maybe join us in Vancouver at the end of March. We're just almost exactly a month away now from what will be our biggest event to date. It's happening right at the end of March, again, in Vancouver. Our trading summit is 3 days of intensive learning and trading. Again, if you've never been to a TEDx conference, you get to experience that. That's the first day, and then the other 2 days are trading-focused learning and education. it's going to be great. Like we're starting to work on all the details. I mean, the production value of this is magnificent, let alone all of the content and the learning that you're going to get, and plus all the social events that surround it and the other activity. I'm telling you, you will not be bored. It is a fantastic couple of days, and hopefully we'll see you in Vancouver on the 29th through the 31st of March. So yeah, go to bearbulltraders.com/summit, and you can get all the details, including the full schedule of events and activities. So yeah, jump in there and reserve your spot while there's still spaces available. And then Andrew's promised he's going to bring around his Lambo. You can get a shot with it. You can, he said he'd take our VIP members, those that sign up for a VIP ticket for a ride. Like all sorts of cool stuff happening. It's a trading summit. You got to have some of the kitsch going on too, right? In amongst all the other stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, 100%.
That's what happens.
100%.
So, anyways, there you go.
Peter, have you heard about this? When we're up there, some of your coffee shops are changing the Americano to the Canadiano, the coffee. So they're taking the Americano name, and yes, it's a thing. I couldn't believe it. I Googled it. Really? I was like, what is going on? But yes, it's for the tariff Trump, I guess, thing that's happening in Canada.
As I was saying, there has been a stunning depth of nationalistic pride that has gone on in Canada ever since Trump's announcement that he's going to be putting tariffs. So a lot of buy Canadian programs, a lot of Canadian pride. It's interesting to see the the result, what happens, unintended consequences, I would assume. But you know what? I mean, I guess what do you expect? I mean, I imagine it's probably happening in Mexico as well. It's interesting to see as a Canadian, because you sort of look around and like, wow, like it's had an impact.
Yeah, it's interesting, man. Love it. All right, friends. What we are going to love is NVIDIA tonight after earnings, so we'll see what's happening there. We'll do some levels for this. This is one of the main ones on my list, BABA, SMCI. We got a bunch of stuff that's looking really good this morning. But yeah, we'll be ready for all of that. Let's get some levels in here for SMCI. Oh, you looked it up, right? I was not kidding.
No, I wasn't looking that up, but I just saw one of our YouTube watchers is mentioning that SMCI is on a short sale restriction, and they're right. It's still shortable, which means you can short on the uptick, but it is on SSR right now. So I wonder why
they sold off quite a bit the last 2 days, so they probably hit the trigger.
So, yeah.
That's what I'm assuming. Yeah,
maybe.
Yep.
Yeah, maybe they hit that
they
limit,
probably borderline right there. Yeah, they did drop they dropped $5 yesterday alone, Peter, right? More than that, actually, from the gap down. So that will put them on SSR. Even if they're gapping up today, remember, SSR, once it's on, it'll be on for, I think, 2 days, even if you gap up the next day. So probably turned on yesterday, it'll be on today. Even if they go to 70, it'll stay on for the rest of the day, I believe. That's how it works. All right, SMCI, high of the pre-market, 58.29. The low is hanging out at 54.20, and we're testing that right now. We might lose that. Again, love the activity we're getting here, and also the volume, 9.1 million shares traded. Towards the bottom, highs and lows for the last 2 trading days looking pretty good. And then towards the top, we're going to mark down a couple of things here. 60.96, and also right up here, it's going to be 62.47. So that's good for SMCI. Looking forward to see how the drama continues to unfold here. Here's BABA. Pretty interesting pre-market, but I like it. That sideways action on BABA, this is what I want to see. I don't want it to move too much in the after hours or pre-market. I wanted you to save the moving action for the market open. So let's see what it does here. High of the pre-market, 142.20. The low is going to be right at a 139.10. So we'll slam one there. And you're all set. Highs and lows towards the bottom, doing a pretty good job there on BABA this morning. And of course, NVIDIA, we'll see how this is going to trade leading up to earnings tonight. 130.50 is the high of the pre-market, and the low is going to be down to 128.73. Once you do that, you're surrounded by a bunch of levels here. Andrew's getting ready to rock and roll here. I'll mute his for a second. 128.73 is the high. Sorry, it's the low of the pre-market, and 130.51 is the high of the pre-market. Looking at Tesla now. Tesla, for the most part, we are getting a lot lot of movement here. Weakness seems to want to continue. We're up slightly now. We're kind of lost some of the pre-market highs over at 310.17. We're dropping down to 304.10. And towards the top, highs and lows for the last 2 trading days. Brian called this guy's 300, sub 300, and we did. We hit quite, I think, like 296 or something. So good for him on that call. Levels towards the bottom in case this weakness continues. 288.12 again. That's a stretch, but another one here at 275. I mean, is it a stretch? We don't know. We'll have to see.
Yeah,
we'll have to see. Yeah, it might not be the way things are going. Last but not least, going to be PLTR, guys. Again, a little bit of movement here, a lot of weakness with the potential of contracts just not being what they were expecting here. 88.10 is the low of the pre-market. The high is 91.49. And once you do that, you're pretty much surrounded by the highs and lows of the last 2 trading days, up and down. So don't got to do anything else on PLTR. Love the volume here. We're losing some levels, so it looks pretty good for the most part. Peter, if you could give us a recap of kind of overall view of what the team is watching.
Yeah, well, it's PLTR's on a bunch of people's lists. In fact, Brian says he's already short PLTR, so he's already going. He's also going to be trading Tesla, NVDA, and then the market overall. Andrew's got his list in. He's going to be looking at SMCI, Tesla, AMD, and NVIDIA. And then we've got the rest of our moderators with their lists in there. So check it out if you're in the chat room. You can see up in the alert section, all our moderators have posted their lists. So look, we'll leave it at that because I hear Andrew queued up and ready to go. And we know that Brian's already going because he's already short PLTR.
Trading.
So take advantage of that. So let's hand it over to them. Trade smart, people. Whatever you do out there, remember NVIDIA earnings happening after the close today. The only economic event during the day to watch is at 10 a.m. When we do have the home sales coming out. So again, not expecting that to be a massive market impact, but we'll see what happens at 10 when that occurs. All right, trade smart, everybody. Have a good one.
All right, take care, guys, and good morning, Andrew.
Good morning, everybody. How's everybody doing?
Good morning.
Good morning. Good morning. I'm in a very good mood today, Brian. Even you cannot ruin this.
Yes, I can see. I can see that. Just so everyone's aware, I've covered PLTR. Got out just when it was near PDC there, so played it off that level. SPY and Q is looking a little weak here.
Tesla goes back to 300, huh? Tesla wants, I think, wants 276 moving average.
Again, I'm still short. I'm still holding some swing trade on Tesla.
You're still short Tesla?
Just with my swing trade account.
Yes. All right, guys. Remember, guys, we are going to give away today. Make sure to press the like. 500 likes and we give away something. Laptop, bootcamp, membership, Vancouver, Lamborghini, something.
Give away a Lambo. Yeah, I don't know SMCI if it's going to squeeze or not. It might. We're getting a squeeze back up here now.
SMCI is pretty nice, 20% off. SMCI could be a good. The one that I really like today is SMCI. If you can squeeze above the VWAP, 56, around 56, then long for 57, 58. Because that's a very, very good price, news on it. Really good volume. I always loved volume of SMCI. It can be choppy, but this one is really nice today. Tesla's gonna go red.
Yeah, Tesla's heading for PDC right now. Okay, let me share my screen. What do we got here? We've got still got a few minutes before the open.
Thanks for reminding me. You've got to actually share the screen, my screen as well. So I share my screen, guys, in the chat room. And remember that, guys, what you hear in YouTube is a little bit late delay. There's a delay. Real time is the screen is chat room.
So we got a bit of green on the screen. We got the Chinese stocks up. BABA's gapped up quite a bit. I always find BABA hard to trade, so guess I
It's
could
good
watch
trend
it as
trading.
well since I've got some room on the screen.
NVDA is earning is tonight or tomorrow?
Earnings are tonight. We've got NVDA, we've got quite a few actually. We've got NVIDIA, CRM, we've got Snow, we've got AI, C3 AI. So
Is AI still a
yeah,
company? $26, huh?
yeah,
This one was really
maybe I
crazy.
missed one or two. Yeah, 300 is definitely an important level, Paris. I agree.
Yeah, NVDA could also be a good opening range breakout for long. If it stays above the VWAP around 130, it's gapping up 2.7%. Obviously, today is the earnings. So if around 130, if you can get a good entry for opening range breakup. So I would trade probably NVDL, which is the 2 times leverage of NVDA for day trading. It's easier to trade options or take big size on it. But NVDL has a really good liquidity as well.
Tesla's bouncing off of PDC right now, sitting right there.
Tesla 300.
There's some big orders. Yeah, there's some big orders, 312, but there's also smaller order at 300, and there's some orders stacked at 296. So I got a feeling it's going to be a little bit erratic at the open. NVIDIA 7% expected move.
It's funny, a lot of people are sharing Elon Musk, a screenshot of Tesla that has been down like 30, 40% this year and say, tag Elon Musk. What did you get done last week? And post this funny.
Yeah,
5 bullet
it's
points.
yeah. I mean, their sales. I think in Europe, their sales are down like 45% in January. It's astounding. Here we go. Ding, ding, ding.
All right, ding, ding, ding. Let's see. So SMCI, NVDA, and Tesla are the ones that I'm looking closely. Let's see. SMCI is below the VWAP, so it's a little bit difficult to trade right now. NVDA is holding the
SPY
volume.
is selling.
Tesla's gonna. It looks like it wants to go
SPY
red,
is
huh?
selling a bit.
Thor just shorted Nasdaq, huh? Interesting. What's crypto doing? Crypto is 85,000. All right, NVIDIA stays strong. The SMCI is below VWAP. I don't like that. Let's see. NVDL could be a good long now. NVDA is super strong. Does SMCI has leverage product? Yeah, NVDA is. Did anyone took
Probably.
NVDA? I didn't take it. Damn. 1 minute to range breakout on NVDA. Does SMCI has a leverage ETF? Beautiful.
I know
NVIDIA
it's
is
got an
beautiful.
ADR.
Nice. Oh, NVIDIA is amazing, guys. Shit, I should have taken that trade. Oh, look at this beauty. Yeah, NVDA was very, very nice. For those of you taking look at NVDL, look just what a beautiful move. SMCI is still looking at it, see if it finds a direction. Right, so NVDL, I'm gonna get some long on NVDL here on this pullback, 131. It's 57.28, which is the pullback of NVDA. Stop loss would be if NVDA loses the VWAP. Adding a little bit more on it here at 56.93. See what the market is doing. SMCI is losing it actually.
Yeah, market's dropping a bit here. Just I'm still watching Tesla. Might be a long.
On Tesla, yeah. Looks like Tesla looks like it's
Could
holding a
be,
strong.
but I'm not getting into it yet.
Yeah,
This,
NVDA is losing it. I'm getting a stopped out on NVDL, guys. NVDA just popped up and dropped.
yeah, Tesla's not a long.
IWM is staying. What was that pop? What was that drop on NVDA? I didn't get that.
Well, yeah, what a drop. Holy crap. I'm glad I didn't chase that.
No. SMCI is losing it, interestingly.
Yeah,
Tesla.
PLTR. I kind of thought SMCI was going to drop.
Tesla, something is telling me that it's going to break. It doesn't seem that he wants to go lower. So if it comes above the revap, could be opening range break up on Tesla. Let's get TSLL ready. Yeah, Tesla. Yeah, it looks like it wants to go higher. I'm gonna get a small long on 305 on Tesla. Very, very small long. If it closes above the VWAP, I'm gonna add more on it. It looks like it's
Yeah.
fighting.
Uh, yeah, I'm long a little bit of Tesla myself. It's got to push higher here.
Yeah, I'm adding a little bit more here on that and see if it can go through 306. NVIDIA is really going red, huh? Yeah, so NVIDIA is the earning tonight, so it's obviously a lot of craziness is happening around it. That was a really big
Yeah, I'm
rejection
out
on
of
it.
Tesla. I don't like the way it's trading.
Yeah, it's very, very,
AMD is
very.
dropping.
Wood is hitting the scanner. Thor did a really nice short at the open on futures. Yay. Right, so Tesla guys, I'm long Tesla guys. Let's see, it's squeezing up. Let's see if we can get to 307.
Oh, shit. Okay.
That's very interesting. Let's get 307. Oh, beautiful. Like there you go. Test it there. Yeah, this might actually go a little bit
Yeah, that
higher.
was
So
a
I
nice pop
start
tire.
shorting
Yeah,
here. Nice.
just,
Very nice. Yes. I should have got
yeah,
TSLL. This is gonna
we're
go to
just stick
maybe
with that.
308.
PLTR
Now
is going up too.
order flow is very bullish here. Yeah, PLTR was very nice squeeze as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, NVDA is coming back. It's interesting. Might actually do an engulfing NVDL. Yeah, Tesla is amazing, guys. Beautiful. So I'm partialing, guys, 308. I'm going to get back on NVDL at 5620, 5630, 5640. The NVDL is bouncing back. Now NVDA is doing an engulfing.
NVIDIA's gonna, I think, going to be a little bit wacky today.
Tesla, is anyone long Tesla? I still have a lot of shares in Tesla, so it looks like it wants to stay strong. Nice. Targeting 310. Jared is targeting 310, which is reasonable. What's IWM doing? And SPY 20. Nice. I'm gonna actually add a little bit on Tesla here at 307. My new average on Tesla would be 305.65. That could be a good, and it might be another squeeze on it. We'll be very lucky. All right, NVDA is going up, guys. I'm long NVDL, 2 times leverage of the NVDA. 57. Let's see if NVDA pops up. Let's see. PLTR was a very nice opening range breakout as well, guys. Yeah, PLTR is very
Yeah,
nice.
keep pop back up.
So Spies pushing. I love it. Oh, there you go.
Yeah,
Nice.
she was
Spies
pushing.
very strong. Yeah. So
I
I'm
just
long,
got,
guys. And
yeah,
Tesla.
I'm long some of the SPX options.
Absolutely amazing. So that was easy. Like NVDA, I'm still actually NVDA. I got it. Maybe partial more on NVDL because I wanted to get my loss back on NVDL first before we.
Yeah, I'm
I think Tesla has another pop
selling
in
some,
it.
just selling some SPX out here.
Come on, Tesla. 310. Jared said 310. You have to go to 310. What did you get done last week? Come on, go up. Um, did anyone took that trade, guys, with us? Anyone? VDA. Come on, NVDA. Don't be that jerky person. Brian, you're quiet. Are you getting squeezed? Usually you're not that quiet.
No, I'm just trying to figure out how much. I'm just I'm just in this SPX thing. I'm thinking of getting out of it now.
Um, are you long SPY? It seems like it stays. It
Yeah, I
seems
was.
that it wants to stay strong.
Yeah, I got long. Yeah, I got long SPY.
To SPX, huh? What did SMCI do? I forgot that. Yeah, setting off, huh? Yeah, SMCI never really actually went above volume weighted average price. Never above the VWAP. Phil, what did you trade it, Phil? You shorted Apple? Very nice. So let's see if NVDA can do another pop. I'm long NVDL, guys, and Tesla. NVDA, it looks like it's a little bit jerky today. Tesla, as long as it stays above the VWAP, is okay. Not a bad idea to add a little bit on Tesla 307. Let's see. Market looks like it wants to stay strong today. NVDA. Slowly losing my hope on NVDA. Tesla. Yeah, Tesla is also, yeah, it looks like Tesla wants to give back. All right, I'm gonna get out of Tesla. I'm all out of my Tesla position, guys.
Yeah, I'm out of
And
SPX, the SPY. I'm out of the SPY. Ooh, it's dropping again.
it's me, huh?
Here we go.
Am I away? It's me. Wow, Tesla is doing an engulfing now. Wow, maybe
Yeah,
I should have gone short now. Yeah, Tesla, it's possible that it's actually be a short right now because it looks really weak now. Market is dropping too. But I don't know. I want to stay away from it. I had a really good trade on Tesla. It made money. I'm still long on NVDA. Let's see what's gonna do. NVDA is kind of weird. Um, so let's see if NVDA is stopping me out or not. Looks like NVIDIA wants to hold. Um,
yeah, we don't have any positions right now.
AAP halted. What is this? Yeah, so PLTR was a very nice. Yeah, kind of market is kind of weird. The price action in the market is kind of weird, but Tesla's coming back above the VWAP, but I don't want to touch it again. I think I'm done with Tesla for the uh, day.
Yeah,
For NVIDIA, I'm not sure NVIDIA was going to do.
see what the market does here. Might just
IWM.
be settling into a range here.
IWM looks
We'll
like it's
see.
slowly recovering. What is everybody trading in the chat room or YouTube? IWM is strong. Yes, I'm long through TNA still. My average on TNA is 38.51, very close to that. Right, so like it looks like NVDA is dropping NVDA. Yeah, it's a very disgusting price action on NVDA. Apple is down 2%. That's interesting. Tesla came back up. But again, I'm not really taking Tesla long anymore. I had a good trade on it.
Tesla's choppy. kind of a dog's kind of a dog's breakfast
Yeah, I think
right
that
now.
drop was. I think it was a really good setting up for really breakout toward 310, as Jared mentioned. But the problem was the whole market dropped at 940, 41, 42. I just really with it. But I think the setup was good for a squeeze. I mean, if I wasn't profitable, might have actually taken long on it. You see, the whole market and queues and everything is just in that 2-3 minutes just dropped altogether. NVIDIA is very weird price action right now. No trades, Vanya. Sean, you made $9,000 on MSTR. Actually, interesting. MSTR. IWM is leading the charge. All right, my
Yeah,
TNA is
I'm long some TNA too.
so my TNA is now back to green. Should I get out or should I stay with DGen? Right, so NVDA is going back up. Yeah, the market seems that found the direction.
I don't really
NVDA, I
like
think.
the price action on it much right now. Just waiting for something.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, it's like it seems that the market, except that drop, was very nice. Like I'm gonna add a little bit more on NVDL at 57. It looks like NVIDIA is really trying to go up. Phil made $2,000 on nice. So Phil is trading, options trading with a small account. Uh, um, very, very nice. I think his account is pretty small too, but very, very, very impressive. All right, so NVDL, I'm adding more on NVDL at 57. Market looks like it wants to recover some of the oversold situation. Yeah, NVDA looks like it is set up for a opening range breakup. That's why I'm long to
I know.
NVDL, but I have my doubts, honestly, for a couple of reasons. Number one is that I'm already profitable. Do I need to be staying in that trade? But everything seems that it should pop up because market is strong. It's above the VWAP. It's up, Gary, up 3%. So the setup is there. The price action is a little bit choppy. Paris traded Hood. Oh, it's a very nice squeeze on Hood. Yeah, I saw the Hood on the scanner earlier. Wow, it's very nice. Great trading, Paris. That was a
It
nice
was,
catch.
yeah, very nice trading.
I should take Paris course to be a better trader. All right, guys. So we got 535 likes. So we're gonna give away something. Thanks, guys. If you do us 1,000 like, maybe we give away something even bigger. Maybe we give away two things. Nice. Oh, thanks, guys. Thanks. Appreciate that. Did anyone take any money on Tesla and NVDA? It's a good.
Okay, so I'm long these SPX calls again. So that was kind of nice move there.
Hood huge ask
Wasn't
at
I'm not
49.22. Wow, Hood
it's just
49.22
starting to
huge ask.
break out here.
It's gonna. I think it's gonna pop up really big on Hood. It's a huge ask. I think Hood is gonna go toward the R4. All right, so I'm gonna get out of my NVDL position, guys. I'm all out of NVDL position. Just the only reason that I took it is just because I want to have a profitable day. I don't want to mess around with it. But Hood is, oh, there you go. Hood popped up very nicely. And that huge ask that we saw actually did get filled on exactly the price that we were thinking of. Look at that. I'm actually putting a screenshot in the chat room as well. Yeah. So the giveaway in the chat room works on YouTube if you like. Make sure that you're subscribed to our channel and also comment once so you enter the draw. Very strong. I like that. SPY is gonna go back to 600. What did Tesla do? Tesla, yeah, stays up there. Yeah, did you get back long?
Right at just 308. Keeps trying to push higher.
I mean, I got out of NVDA, but NVDA is also look very interesting for a breakout. I just, I don't know. I mean, I made $70,000. I think it's good for me. I don't want to do.
Just selling some more SPX.
SPY is pushing, very nice. Yeah, IWM is pushing.
Yeah, long. Yeah, very nice.
What a beautiful
Still
morning,
keeping an
guys.
eye on Tesla.
Behind me. What a beautiful morning. I love this morning. On 1400 on SPX, very beautiful. Feel very nice.
Feel like Tesla's spending too long here. Filling some orders here just down around 306.50 or 307, I guess. Maybe it needs to fill those orders before it goes higher. Massive orders at 301, 300.
Yeah, there you go. NVDA is also popping up very nicely. I wish I was still in NVDL. But that's okay. I'm not a greedy person. It's going out very nicely. Does anyone stay in NVDL or call options on that? It's very nice. Do anyone took that on YouTube, guys?
I'm out of SPX. We're right at yesterday's high, so probably going to get some resistance here.
Oh, Hannah, you're trading options on NVDL. Oh, that's leverage on leverage.
Yeah,
That's
nice.
massive.
Yeah, very nice. Yeah, there goes Tesla.
Any news from the White House? Any
filling
tariff?
those 307 orders. It might bounce off the VWAP here.
Is there any update on tariffs? Any new tariffs on somebody or something? Oh, first cabinet meeting today. Elon Musk is actually attending. It's very interesting. Yeah, I saw that. So first cabinet
What's he
meeting.
attending?
Elon Musk is attending the cabinet meeting. Tesla is trying to lose the VWAP. Good. So that was pretty good. So I'm flat on the day, guys. I'm flat on my positions. The TNA, IWM is putting back. So the TNA, I still have it. I have 10,000 shares of TNA at 38.51, which
I'm short
It was a
Tesla. I
really scary game.
think it's maybe going
Yeah,
back
Tesla looks like
down
a short.
possibly.
Yeah,
Test
yeah, Tesla looks.
test PDC.
Mm. Yeah, Tesla looks like it's really losing it. Was very nice trade all the way up to 50. Wow. Paris did an amazing trade on Hood. How did you find Hood? Paris, was it on your watch list? Yeah, it was on your watch list. Nice. It was really impressive, actually. Uh, I don't know why it didn't make my list. I did see it in the scanner hit it, but it was a very nice move on Hood. News at 10 a.m. New homes sales. What's the rates doing? TLT is kind of flat.
Okay, there was that SPY pullback that I expected.
Um, Jeff, you can still short Tesla. It's just the short selling restriction means that you get filled on the uptick. Um, so your order, if you are using interactive brokers automatically convert your orders, even if it's a market order, convert automatically your order to a limit order on the ask, and you sit on the ask. So the idea for a short selling restriction is that you have to add liquidity to the market if you want to short. You can't remove liquidity from the market, because when something is selling off, liquidity becomes an issue. Uh,
Yeah, I think it's just that the market in order to keep an orderly market, they just don't want people to um, keep hitting the sell, hitting the bid. Look at that bounce
yeah,
right off 9 EMA on the 2-minute chart. The same with the Qs. Maybe we're going to push higher now.
uh,
Covered some of my
so
Tesla short there.
Sam,
See what it does.
TNA. So TNA is a leverage ETF of IWM. So we have 4 indexes. 3 of them are important. IWM is not that important. So S&P 500, QQQ, Dow Jones, and then we have IWM, which is the small cap companies. There's 2,000 small. It's called Russell 2000, and each of them have a leverage product which is 3 times leverage. So what I noticed that is IWM is actually trading into this range bound area. So it looks like it's forming this Darvas box. So it's coming down, going up, and then coming down and going down. So it looks like IWM does that a lot. It goes into the range bound market. So what you can do is you can buy at the bottom of the range, and then you can sell at the top of the range around. So you can either do it with options, or we do it with ETFs, or just directly buying IWM. So TNA is a 3 times leverage. And if you go back to IWM daily chart, IWM does that a lot. Like, this is not a growth really index. So you see it's constantly um, doing this, Darvas box behavior. Obviously, after the election, it just popped up. But again, even after election, it popped up. If you ignore this gap, you still have this really going down, going up, going down, going down. So it looks like IWM was really oversold below 200 moving average. So that's why I took this TNA. And the target would be, I hope that IWM tests the 200 moving average at 220. And again, this is TNA is completely correlated with the price action of IWM.
I'm still short some Tesla. So see what it does here. I just covered it some of it just before we got to PDC, but it looks like it might want to go lower here. Some big orders still sitting at 301. But right now it's just kind of hanging in here.
Jared. Well, that's great. Yeah, Jared also put something very interesting. Let me actually bring it, Jared. Thanks, Jared, for do that. Like I personally never really analyzed my swing trades on a channel base, but I think I should. This is a really way. That's why I'm showing it on my screen right now. That as you see here, Jared, this is I think this is a weekly chart or it's a daily chart. Yeah, it looks like a daily chart, weekly chart actually. So yeah, so see very, very, very nice channel that is slowly grinding up on that. And especially IWM, because it's a 2000 index and really does, I see even in the bear markets, you see that these channels really works well on IWM, you know, very, very, very nicely. So that was the bear market of 2020, you know, and then for about 1 year, it was range bound very nicely. And then now it's in uptrend. So it's very actually IWM is super nice on the technical analysis on a daily chart. So we'll see. I mean, what happened? I mean, I'm pretty confident in this swing trade. The only issue that I have on this trade is that if there is some fundamental changes into the market, like for example, another pandemic comes, or the interest rate significantly changes, then this setup completely collapses. Yeah, it was a very decent trading day.
Go much.
NVDA is
Yeah, if we go any higher on Tesla, I'll get out of the rest of my short. Seems to be a buyer here at 305. See how committed they are.
popping up. NVDA is super jerky today. Look at that. Look at this disgusting price.
Suspect it will be.
Oh, look at this disgusting price action on NVDA. What a disgusting person you are today.
Yeah, I kind of figured it would be kind of erratic today, especially after we get through the first couple minutes, just because people are positioning, I guess, maybe for earnings. 7% expected move. Not at least that's what it was early this morning.
SMCI.
Probably hasn't changed that much.
I'm gonna get a long on SMCI at 53.96. SMCI is doing some funky price action right now at the thing, so I'm getting up long at SMCI around the VWAP here. See potentially if you can actually, because it did, so it has fundamental news gapping up 20% for a bit from 940 to 9 almost 10. Tried to go down and closed as a doji, and now looks like it's finding a direction. We'll take this trade to the long and see if can close above the VWAP. If it can close above the VWAP, then we can definitely hit 55. So there is some funky price action happening right now. I'm going to add a little bit here at 53.64 here. We'll see, help the bulls to push toward the VWAP. If it does get the VWAP, then could be some move happening above it.
Come on, Tesla, flush, 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 flush.
So Brian is looking for a flush. Yeah, Tesla is also very disgusting price action, very hangover. All right, let's see what SMCI is doing. SMCI is trying to do a lightning bolt pattern that Peter has.
Yeah.
Patient a little bit on this. It's kind of disgusting.
Yeah, it's should have was really hoping it would really just start to lose it there. Kind of headed in that direction.
All right, guys, SMCI looks like we're getting somewhere with it. I'm starting partialing, guys. I have a very big size on it. I don't want to have such a big size on it. 54.42. Yeah, I took. If my mom knows how much size I have, she would be very upset at this. Yeah, pretty much like half of my account was in there, so I'm getting out of it. Does SMCI has a leverage ETF? Somebody mentioned SMCX. Is that SMCX is a thing? SMCX. Oh yeah, the 2 times leverage of ETF. I don't know. Oh, I didn't know that. It's interesting. Right, so let's see. SMCI is a very critical point right now. On 1 minute chart, we have this moving average at 55. Right now, we're also fighting on a small moving average on the 5 minute chart, and then potentially 55. If we can do that, it would be very interesting. My average is 53.87, and I already partial, so my stop loss probably have to be at the break even. But let's see. The 5 minute is super bullish. Perfect. There you go. 54.67. Again, I have a big size on it, so better to partial. Otherwise, now see, a good day turned out to be a great day. I like that. 55 SMCI, and we give away a Lambo to YouTube. Slam, we gotta stop saying Lambo in this community. I don't like the direction that is going. Like Peter is selling promoting TEDx event based on my Lambo. Like he's come here, Lambo. No. That's not the target the point of this event. There are other things that you should come for. Like
Yeah.
yeah, I know. Like it's just come drive the Lambos. It's like not an auto show. Yeah, immersive experience. I swear to God, there's so many other things that you enjoy in Vancouver. You don't need to come for a Lambo.
Yeah, it's going to be a totally immersive experience.
even Nathan messaged me today. He said if people want to drive up your Lambo, there's an I don't know if it's an app or to control the speed, don't get damaged and everything. Don't know. Peter is selling this idea in the chat room. No.
Man, Tesla's doing nothing here.
I know, Ben. Like, this is stop talking about this Lambo. I mean, it was my fault. And to be clear, it's actually not my Lambo. It's a lease, so I don't own it. Lamborghini Vancouver owns it. I just pay the rent
Yeah.
on it.
SPY is really trying to get through yesterday's high. Q, same thing. Tesla's done nothing here. So I'm going to get out of the rest of this trade.
Wow. Oh,
Looks like it
beautiful.
actually,
Beautiful SMCI. Yes. 55.27. Wow.
look at that. Yeah, SPY just took
Look at
off.
that. Look at this beauty in life. Look at that. Humanity.
Yeah, SPY and Qs just broke out.
Look at that beauty. Did anyone took SMCI with me? That was a good trade. That was a trade that now I can enjoy the day. Oh, I see a lot of people in the chat room. They did. What about YouTube guys? You guys who don't want to pay $1. What about you? Did you guys make that any money? Yes, nice. Yeah. It's amazing. So yeah, SMCI is pretty nice. I had a very, very profitable day on it. I took a big size on it. I love the order flow on SMCI. It's just my hands go for a big size on it. Buy one 600, IWM 218.
All right.
Ryan, you're suspiciously quiet today. What are you
I'm
doing?
just, well, I've had a few trades, but yeah, it's kind of been one of those days where it's a little bit choppy. I mean, if you look at the market, it's been pretty choppy, but no, I've had some good trades on SPY. Not a, not a bad trade on Tesla short there, but yeah, it's 1 month to the big TEDx event.
Yeah, it's super amazing, guys. It would be amazing.
Yeah.
Like it's the TEDx in our conference. Yesterday we went with Faris. Faris is the director of the TEDx is here. Want to come say hi to YouTube and community? So we went to Paradox. We did a lot of things. So it's going to be amazing. The curator of the event is Faris.
Hi
Yeah.
everyone, nice to meet you. meet you. See you in person soon, hopefully.
So I'll see you in person, Faris. So
yeah, he's not kidding. It'll be a great one. There's so much happening.
So many.
happening.
So for the first day, artists, performances, and then there's some exhibition rooms, some immersive experience.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You'll see. We're not going to give too much away. You'll see the brochure on the website live next week and all the marketing materials. So wait for it. You'll see.
He made me broke designing this, but
yeah, it's very, not too bad. Not too bad. Now we're making the money back.
yeah. Just
I didn't, yeah. I thought yesterday, I thought Andrew was saying, kept saying Paris, and I kept thinking, Paris. Paris is he's in the U.S. Is he up here? He never told me.
yeah.
But
so
then
we
I
have,
realized there's two. There's a Ferris and a Paris.
Yeah, it's like F. There's F and there's
Not to be confused.
Yeah, I know. Not to be confused. Paris and Taras.
You were confused too, eh? Thought he's got another talent. Look at SPX. SPX is doing well here. We're continuing to get a rally. Yeah, Tesla's just turning into a chop fest. Glad I'm not decided not to trade that anymore. SPY continues to go up.
Oh, there you go. Beautiful. I mean, honestly, I have 8,000 shares of SMCI. I might actually hold it because this one might actually easily go to the 2 days ago high of 56. Yeah, fuck it. I'm going to hold it. I'm not selling nothing. Oh, beautiful. No, I'm selling. I lied. So good. It was a good pop. um, this is so nice. Yeah, I mean SMCI is gonna go to 56.20 as a scalp trade. So here's the thing. SMCI and a scalp momentum trade is done. I made a really good profit on it. It's like 5-6 hour. But I think it has the potential to just rally all day because SMCI has a very big fundamental news on it. And in the at the open for the first half an hour, the buyers and sellers really, fought back, and it seems that now there are more buying pressure on the stock than selling pressure, so it's going to continue going up. The whole this is squeezes above the VWAP, the whole changes the whole options activity, everything. Now people start hedging and everything, so now I think it's going to stay. I don't see SMCI is going to sell off below VWAP anymore. So I think it's going to continue running, going up all day. So I have 7,000 shares left. I might actually hold it for the end of the day because this might continue going higher. Again, this is not I don't say it on AMD or other stocks because this one has a fundamental news on it. I think they had the deadline with Nasdaq exchange. I don't really follow the news, but I think they had the deadline with the exchange that they had to file there. Otherwise, they get delisted or
Yeah.
they get penalized.
Yeah, they had to file by yesterday for the close.
Yeah.
Okay. SPX continues to go up
There you go. Oh, beautiful on SMCI. Let's get
back,
56.20.
just scalping a little bit more here. Oh, nice. Yeah, we're definitely in bounce back rally mode today. Yeah, SMCI through 58.56 now, eh? Looks like 56.83 might be a good area to take partials, and then might get to 58.
SMCI?
Yeah,
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if it today gonna go to 60, honestly. It does make some huge moves. I mean, I probably put some orders on at 57. Again, I'm only 5,000 shares left now, so I sold some more. Market seems strong. APP is here in the scanner. What is APP? App. It's down 19%. Applovion. That's a very bad drop. Yeah. What is APP? $100. Hell yeah. Let's do. Wow.
Tesla's going down, testing PDC again.
NVDA. So we're gonna come actually trading live on NVDA earning today. So on YouTube. I think NVIDIA earnings is always fun. Obviously, it's one of the biggest companies in the world, and kind of right now is the leader of next revolution in human civilization, AI. So what it does, its earnings actually shows where we are with AI. And yeah, I think it would be fun to trade it in the pre-market, in the post-market, and of course to just stay on top of it. Really nice. Again, NVDA is the leader of the next industrial revolution.
And the next revolution, whether we
Yeah, it
want it or
is.
not.
Yeah, it might be the last revolution that humanity does. It's very likely. Yes. Have you seen The Matrix? Um, uh,
Just shorted Tesla again, just because I'm a masochist. Here we go. Oh, finally, finally, finally. Thank you, sir. Thank you, good sir.
so yeah,
Excellent. Excellent. Oh, yeah, here we are. This is what we wanted to see.
MCI. Yeah. So again, guys,
Yeah.
I'm not gonna add an MCI, but I still have my position here.
Yeah.
I love now. Brian is waking up. I like that.
I'm waking up. Finally got
Yeah.
well, I'm getting got some nice moves on SPX, but those always make me really nervous. I feel
Oh.
uncomfortable.
So
This feels comfortable. Oh, look
yeah,
at it. It's
people
just
who
wiped out those orders. It's just
yeah.
wiping out those 301 orders, 300. Here we come again. There it is. Yes. Ah, yeah, baby. All right. All right. Just covering some of these puts, selling some puts, selling the puts I had on Tesla. It just literally wiped out that big 300 order. So we might get a bounce here. Yesterday's low could be coming down to yesterday's low. That's pretty close to S3, which is around 297. Okay. Jared's sort of validating we could be looking for more downside. Thank you, sir.
I send my executive director to get coffee. Abusing him. Just here. Ask, can we get some coffee? 'Cause coffee beans are. I usually have coffee beans, but
Nice.
out. So abusing him for being around.
Phil did a short on Tesla as well. Nice.
Oh,
Oh,
Tesla! Oh, Tesla in red. Yeah. Oh,
yeah.
nice.
Oh, it's big time red. Just, I knew it was going to go there.
Yeah. Did you stay short on it or no?
Just,
Wow, nice.
what?
Did you very shorting
What's
it
that?
or are you
Yeah,
short
right.
on it?
Here. Still have some puts. Yep. This pattern here where it just started to break down. That's when I knew we were going there because this is kind of where it was holding. As soon as we started to lose this level right here,
Now the break you held loose. Yeah, the see the volume is like starting. Like everybody's watching that. Like at 10:22, everybody's really watching that. And as soon as it lost it, like people are getting out. Like it's just shorting it and getting it
Yeah.
out. So it's the volume in 1 minute. It's just crazy at 122. Like this is
I'm
just
just
very interesting.
I'm just selling. I'm selling some more puts there because this is yesterday's low. I'm gonna expect a bounce here. Mm,
Wouldn't bet for bounce yet. Honestly, myself, I think if he reaches to the 200 moving average daily, which is around 276, it could be. I mean, I don't know if it gets today because it looks like it's still like 5-6% move down there. It would have been a very, very miserable move for it to go, but to go down there. S4 is nearby, so I mean, S3 is a little bit too early, but S4 at 286 is something that I can definitely take a very serious reversal on it. I don't know if it gets it in the next half an hour or not, but if Tesla continues, oh, this is really collapsing. Yeah.
wow. Hey, unfortunately I'm running out of puts.
So this is what I was going to say. Like SPX options, like puts and calls for day trading options. A lot of things that we trade, they are products that you can actually do the ETF. So, for example, Tesla, instead of
Yeah.
buying puts, you can actually do TSLQ is the one I think is the short of it.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
so a lot
I
of
mean, just because I'm trading, yeah, just because I'm trading options doesn't mean, you can't take the same trade on if your account's big enough, you can easily short a couple hundred shares of Tesla.
yeah, it's a very good like capital efficient way of making money and of course losing money. Like back in
Yeah.
pandemic, I was trading IWM and Qs and stuff. I didn't know about TNA and TQQQ and stuff. Like surprisingly, after so many years, like see how much unsophisticated I was. I didn't know about these leverage products. I could be like worth $50 million now if I knew that those TQQ and TNA in those times. I started learning them back in end of 2021, which was too late, and then I lost everything that I had on TNA. Um,
And LABU.
yeah.
Oh, look at this. Hymns. Rocket Lab. Hmm.
Thanks, Paris. Yeah, I changed the location of the camera, but I don't know. I had a good night's sleep. Like I feel young today. I had a really, really good night's sleep. Like Faris and I went to this. There's a spa like a very hot sauna and then cold plunge. We did it 4 times. I thought I'm gonna have a heart attack in these cold plunges, but like that was the best night sleep I've had in my life. Like, and I didn't wake up much during the night. That's amazing. So I think that was it. I feel much younger. Right. So Tesla potential this reversal might be a potential good short on it. I had a really good day. I don't know if I want to mess around with this day or not, but there is a possibility that a shorting Tesla maybe in this bounce. Let's see.
Yeah. I was expecting a bounce right around here, S3, just because, and Tesla almost always overshoots levels just to just to make you feel uncomfortable. We're getting a bounce here now, and the SPY is bouncing. Q's bounced right off VWAP. It's a nice bounce. SPY did a 920.
This one is a little bit tricky, but potentially shorting Tesla here with the stop loss around 299 could be I mean, I had a really good day. I don't want to mess around with it, like green, 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 green in my account.
If you were going to reshort Tesla, I'd look at somewhere around the 9 EMA is around 299. 299, 300. 300 would be a good place to short it. If it gets back up there. I don't know if it will.
Well, now the problem with Tesla is that this candlestick is now becoming too big. And here's the problem. I look at the 5-minute candlestick right now. I can also look at it on my chart as well, on my screen. So now this candlestick is almost becoming like an engulfing, and I don't like that for a short, because it means that the bulls are getting really stronger here. So now usually when the candlesticks comes more than half of the other one in the big downtrend, is usually just not a good sign. Like, and 1 minute we're gonna have this 300 here. So yeah, I don't like it for short anymore, because it looks like it's really forming an engulfing. If anything, it looks like it's really a bullish pattern. So again, I don't take it also for the long, but yeah, it looks like an oversold V-shaped recovery type of thing. So I don't really like it for a long or for definitely not for short, but maybe for long. But again, it's one of those trades that I don't want to take.
I just
again,
added. I just shorted it. I added back to my short.
Yeah. Okay. So
I think it's that this was kind of at the 9 EMA 2-minute chart.
Oh, so you're doing a 920 trade on it, huh? Yeah.
Well, I'm doing a 9 EMA rejection.
Oh, there you go. Now it's a good bounce. Yeah. Again, people have different platform, different risk tolerance, different share size, different trade management in mind. I personally, yeah, maybe also I had a really, really good day. Like I have a, 6-figure day, so I don't want to really.
Well, yeah, why screw it up? This is a trade from my trade book. It's maybe not a trade from your trade book. So I now have a very tight stop on the rest of this. So if it does start to move back up, I'll be out.
So yeah, very nice, Brian. Very nice. Yeah, IWM.
Some big orders flashed at 297.
We made $13,000 on Microsoft, $7,000 on Meta. I hope that you remind us when you spend that money. Yeah, $14,000 Microsoft trade. Yeah, this is not cool. Megan, what did you do? Megan, you shorted Tesla. Very nice. I like that. Yeah.
Megan.
I would actually do a recap. Yeah, it's been a while that I haven't done the recap while I was in the chat room.
Okay, I'm getting out of the rest of my short on Tesla. Out of the rest. Kind of was hoping for a bit more of a pullback. I still think it's going to head lower, but it's probably going to bounce more here. I'm making my girl, way to go. Awesome.
Super nice. Oh man, the cubes are also bouncing
What do you still
back.
have to?
Yeah.
We gotta go surfing it near your house. There's like a surfing pool or something. It's one of those big surfing facilities where they make the waves. You can't have waves in Palm Springs, but you can make them.
Eric, how did you do yesterday? Did you get some really good pieces of it to the downside? You mean Eric trading wise? Oh, on Tesla. I don't remember. What did I do on Tesla? Actually, I don't remember exactly what I did on Tesla yesterday. Was it a good day? I think I had a good day on yesterday. I don't feel paranoid, but yeah, as Sean mentioned, it looks like a capitulation completed. Like people got capitalized on Tesla, and then now it's bouncing back again on a daily chart. Looks like it's holding this
Still red.
level.
It's still red on the day. You know what else is red on the day, which is kind of interesting, is Apple.
Apple was super weak today. Yeah, Apple was
Yeah,
super weak. It was down
I
2%.
mean
Yeah, I don't know
it's
why.
been, even with, if you look at what we went through in the last week or two with this sell-off, Apple was literally going the opposite direction.
Yeah, because of
Market
China, I
was
think
selling
holding.
off, Apple was going up. Yeah, Apple rejected R4 on the daily. What actually, you know what? I was looking at 250 as a possible area for rejection. And where did it reject yesterday? 250, right on the nose. What do you know? Yeah, well, yeah, I mean, they still have Apple. That's true. Yeah, they're not really, they're more, they quite often they follow, they don't lead when it comes to technology. They just do, when they follow, they just do it better. Are you out of SMCI or are you still holding some?
I'm still holding. I'm still green. I look at my PNL so you can see my channel. My PNL is still green. So if it goes red, I gotta stop out on it. So I still holding it. Situation is pretty good on all fronts.
Can you get Ferris to bring me a coffee? Hey, look at that view. Since we're not looking at Andrew, great view.
He said AI is sending you a coffee. Yeah.
Perfect. I'm going to
Yeah.
get
Just
an
like that.
artificial coffee. Excellent. Anything big up on NVIDIA? Let's take a look we'll take a look at Bookmap and just see what it's showing us here. Yeah, there's a big order at 132, probably going there.
Oh, and here is
Almost 100% going there. There you go, 131.99. It's going through there.
yeah, really is amazing long. Yeah, there you go. SPY 1600, Q's 1519.
We're kind of struggling right now to make any headway. Um, there aren't with SPY and the Qs. We're kind of just chopping along now. Do we actually tag 132 there on NVIDIA?
131.99.
Ooh, 99. That's funny. Didn't quite make it. It's probably going to go this time. This little
Yeah,
pullback here.
exactly. Yeah, so I'm still long SMCI. My stop loss and SMCI is at break even. I have 5,000 shares of
Okay.
SMCI, average 53.87, so it's pretty good. I get a stop out if you lose any. I think SMCI has the potential to run up for the day. Just for the sake of one of it, I was just holding it.
Sellers still there on, there's still sellers in Tesla. This was a bit of a short, probably a pretty significant short squeeze because you had such a nice sell off there. Still selling pressure on Tesla.
Yeah, Tesla is a very interesting price action. Yeah, I don't want to be a Tesla shareholder right now. It's a very scary time.
PMSL, Yaka, what's going on there? PMSL.
So below $1 trillion is interesting.
Yeah, it's lost it's not in the trillion dollar club anymore. I think it was like 968 billion or something like that. Yeah, guys, you can check out my book on Bearable Traders on Amazon if you're interested in options. If you feel like you've got a good handle on your stock trading, or if you want to
There you
just
go,
use options for
NVDA.
swing trading.
Nice, NVDA. Look at this. Look at this beauty. Wow. Woo.
See, yeah, there you go, 132.
All
Yeah,
right,
plug for
yeah.
me. There you go.
So we
It
are
takes
getting
a
to
lot of
time.
takes a lot of work to do these books, so helps a little bit. Also, like getting emails from people about how they read my book and helped them with their trading. They learned a lot. That's a lot of. I mean, we like to get the satisfaction of knowing that we're helping people.
Yeah, nice. Congratulations, Eamon. Eamon traded, made $1,300 NVDA. Very nice. Yeah, NVDA is converting everybody to NVDA, huh? I should get a commission from who's the Direction or Granite Share? Maybe I should get a commission from them. So much liquidity are bringing into there. Yeah, I should get some money from Porsche.
Thank you, Fly Alaska. Appreciate that. All right, Jeremy. Yeah. Well, even the swing trading book, people have read it who were day trading and said it helped them with their day trading. So,
Guys, I'm gonna get a stop
what's
down on SMCI, I think soon. I'm sorry to interrupt. Yeah, SMCI seems a little bit jerky. So I'm gonna stop down on SMCI completely here. So that was a good pop we got from SMCI though. That was a very interesting pop. I could just really sober me up that trade.
Yeah, that was nice. You had a nice trade on that.
Yeah.
So,
So
what
I'm
is
all on.
any
Yeah.
any photo shoots on the agenda today, or what's the deal?
Do we have shoot today? Tomorrow is a shoot. Tomorrow.
Okay.
Nice, Sean. Sean is
Yesterday,
yeah.
yeah, yesterday we went out with Ferris and his friend and took some pictures. It was entertaining to say the least.
It weren't just some pictures. It was an 8-hour photo shoot.
8 hours of photo shoot everywhere. Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's good. No. Faris has this, vision about how to do the TEDx, obviously, but also how to announce, how to, market it, how to brand it and stuff. And I like to actually, and this is Faris has a version that I don't have, like the creative and artistic personality. I never had that. I grew up as an engineer. I grew up in a family that nobody was really artists, no music, nothing. It's just, just you study, do your thing, become a good engineer. That was the thing. And now I think it lacks, I think what we are lacking is, especially for the TED, like trading conference, maybe you don't need a lot of marketing, but for the TEDx, because it's all about the storytelling and about, experiences of the people, then I asked him to do this, and he has a really good vision about how modern branding and marketing works. And I like to actually experience this with him a little bit and see that, because it's something that I like to do, but I don't have any background in it. Like, I'm a good trader and I have some vision, but I'm not really an artistic person. So Sayed, if you search Brian Pezim on Amazon, his books are coming for options trading. I think he has a couple of books on options trading.
Yeah, I should be able to find it there.
I can actually send the link for you
So
too.
what are
And
we doing?
if you appreciate the
What are we doing? The
review as well,
laptop?
guys.
Are we doing a laptop today or?
Yeah, we do give away for sure. Yes, I'm a man who kept the promises. So yeah,
Okay.
look at that. Look at that piece of garbage. SMCI, it's popping up. What?
Just looking at SPY right now on Bookmap. It's funny watching the big institutions, and interesting watching them put up and take down orders, especially as we're kind of getting into a bit of a chop fest here. There's no real clear direction, at least from what I can see. There's a few people that are better at reading Bookmap than me. We've got Nathan who does a Bookmap session for us in the trading room and or in webinars, and Thor has also been working with Bookmap for many years. Really good at reading and picking up cues from that. So NVIDIA's rolling over now. SPY's rolling over a bit.
All right, so let's do the giveaway. We want to give one Vancouver event, free Vancouver event, a free VIP ticket to anyone who gets picked up here. Let me get the participants. All right, so let's go, guys.
There we
are
go.
You ready? Coming to Vancouver.
I'm ready. I got my
TEDx
name in there.
Everything
I got my
included.
name in there too.
Yeah, we'll come there. Perfect. Well, thanks for your support. Make sure that you like the video, guys. Then let's see, 9, 8, 7, 5, 6, 5. Let's go. Who's coming to Vancouver for free?
There we go.
Public
Ding, ding, ding.
What is that nickname?
Public scrutiny.
Public scrutiny.
I
Oh, there you go. Oh, yeah, I see
I like
public scrutiny. Yeah. What are you? So I go
I
to your
like that.
channel and public
I like that.
scrutiny. Yeah, I know. Very nice. Perfect. All right. So public scrutiny. This is the channel of public scrutiny. I don't know if it's actually a real picture of her. It's AI or I don't know. That's a very interesting
Yeah.
channel that she has.
You always get suspicious when you see a picture of a nice looking girl as a
Yeah, I
profile
mean,
pic.
yeah, she says it's real. Like when I was ready, when I was starting
Oh,
a
okay.
trading, I was in a chat
Yeah.
room and I changed my name and picture to Sarah because it was really funny because uh, every question that
Oh,
I
I remember
had,
that.
look in the chat room asking, people quickly answer, "Hey, Sarah, I'm going to answer you," because it's just I don't know. I get a special treatment.
Yeah. Yeah, I know. So
People
that's so true. I remember you did that too. I thought that was really brilliant.
Yeah, it was really funny. Hey, what is this hotkey problem? Quickly, answers are coming out. So I love
You
that.
get you get 80 people jumping on that.
Great, so amazing. So that was a great trading day for me, honestly. So again, guys, I closed all of my position. The only thing that I have is a TNA, which is again the leverage product based on analysis. I'm going to actually do the recap and talk about this. The channels that we're talking about. And we'll see. Hopefully, this one goes a little bit higher. And yeah, I had a really, really actually good day thanks to SMCI and Tesla. SMCI was a very big trade that I did, and told you that I took a big size on it. But I love order flow and trading on SMCI. So yeah,
Yeah.
that's
I don't know.
fun.
I found SMCI difficult to trade in the past, but today it was probably pretty clean because of the news.
Yeah. And again, guys, remember, guys, like,
Yeah.
for example, it's on YouTube. Go back and, see what I said. When it's squeezed up and I said, oh, SMCI is going to go up. I'm going to hold on it. And it didn't. It came down for half an hour, sold off, and now it's at the VWAP. So that's okay. You plan, you you trade winner, you have a plan, and then you have to adjust your plan because nobody knows what's going to happen exactly. A lot of people, like for example, emailing me and say, "Hey, Andrew, if your strategies work, and why you have a stop loss at all?" Like I don't know. Like these are the things that you plan, and then you trade, and then you always have to be ready for uncertainty of the market. Like that squeeze on SMCI, I told myself that this is going to go up, and I'm going to hold on it. But of course, I have a stop loss at the break even because I want to protect my capital because the nature of the market is uncertain. It's like rolling a dice. There is an element of uncertainty, a big element of uncertainty in there. So no matter what kind of algos you're using, or what kind of AI, what kind of mentor, what kind of a strategy did you use, you have to be prepared for the element of uncertainty. Like in the on Market Wizards by Jack Schwager, in the first one, he was talking about the commodity future analyst that he did the calculations and he came and say, I think the the price of, I don't know, it was coffee or something, that it bottomed, and then to his fund manager. And the fund manager, he was very arrogant, and fund manager wanted to make a story, and then he asked his traders to short that future immediately in front of him, and they did, and the price dipped significantly below that, and to show him that no matter how certain about your analysis, there is uncertainty in the market. I don't know if that story is real or not. I assume it was real because it was an interview, but again, it shows that no matter how certain you are about your analysis, you have to be ready for things that uncertain. Oh, it was soybean. Yeah, I think the story was soybean. I think Trader 44. Yeah, you probably read that. Yeah. I don't know. Again, maybe that person made up that story, but the point is really the uncertainty of the market. You got to be, or maybe it's trading the zone. Yeah, maybe. Thanks, Victor. Yeah, one of these books. I remember that many years ago. I listened to that.
Hmm. Right.
Right, so
Well, not really much going on. NVIDIA's at high of day, but see if we can push through now. There's some big orders at 133, 134, 135. Doesn't necessarily mean it's going there, but it's a pretty, I would say it's a fairly bullish book right now.
all right, so I'm gonna cut off a few minutes early. Yeah, Avi, are you in the chat room? Avi, do you have your trades again post here? Because I'd like to put it in the recap. Um, perfect. Yeah. So at lunch.
Tesla's book's kind of gone neutral. It's not really looking like it's strongly oriented one way or another. Apple's selling off a bit. Wow, Google is flat. Google's really gotten beat up over the last couple of weeks. Baba's at high of day.
Yeah, congratulations, Avi. You have a great trading day. Avi is a great trader. I told you, one of the best options day traders that I know.
What did Avi trade? Microsoft. Okay, that
He
wasn't
always
on my
trades.
radar, but
Yeah, he's always Magnificent Seven. He
ooh,
has a really good understanding.
yeah, Meta would have been a Meta was a good trade. Would have been a similar trade. It had a really nice opening range breakout. That's kind of a good AI trade too. And it really got sold off.
SMCI is bouncing back now.
All right, I'm going to grab some breakfast. So yeah, finally, persistence nailed that Tesla sell off with some of our other traders too. So that worked out. SPY is back at high of day. Same with Qs.
Perfect. Yeah, guys. So thanks so much, guys, everybody. I'm gonna do
Okay.
the recap later.
Thanks for joining.
Send the newsletter,
Yeah.
and really looking forward to guys. I would like to extend so many echoes. Yeah, I'd like to extend the invitation for Vancouver, guys. Again, remind you for our conference. It's going to be amazing. Looking forward to see as many of you guys. And yeah, I'm going to send a newsletter. And today is Wednesday Psychology. We have a lot of stuff happening in our webinar. Let me go quickly and see what's today. Is Pierre actually talking about? Let me see. Randy Howe. So Randy today. Oh, Randy, was one of my favorite. Randy Howell is coming. Is a very, very, very good coach and psychologist. And so again, see my screen. Randy Howell's coming. Stress proofing your trading mind using mindfulness, which is super important. I recently practiced that one. And Randy actually comes to next month to Vancouver. So he's gonna give us a TED talk, and also he's gonna give us a guest speech. So very, very excited to have him. And next week we have obviously Dr. Kenneth Reed, which is one of the legends of trading psychology, the paradox of peak performance. I love that. Love the name. All right, guys. Looking forward to see you and in Vancouver and Lambo Lambo. Yeah, hand it over to Thor for
Yeah,
chat room, and you guys stay with
yeah,
the folks.
yeah. Vancouver is going to be awesome. We had a good meetup last year. Was really good, really well reviewed by people that came, and this year is just going to be, it's going to be like next level, but even better. So looking forward to that in less than a month. So anyway, we'll turn things over to my buddy Thor, and I hope you had a good day. We'll talk to y'all later. Cheers, everybody.
Hey YouTube. Hey Paris, how you guys doing? We on air? Good, good, good. Another volatile day. Fun, fun. Yeah. So, what did you do? How did you get on?
I am positioning on it. So
Ooh. You're gonna run this up for hours, huh?
yeah, so I am gonna hold it. I
Nah.
think it has a very, very good chance to go to 52 at least, just because on how extended it was on daily. So yeah, I think you should be able to see my screen too. So
Yep. We got it here. There it is. Yep, on YouTube as well. Cool.
yeah, I'm still in it. Uh, so yeah, it's working out great for me. I was positioning very nice, and I got my first trade I got stopped out just at the VWAP, but then I got back in to scale in because I think it has a very good chance to go up.
Nice. Is that the one and done for you today, or anything else?
Ah man, you would if you see my man, SMCI. This was one and like this was the I took two trades on Hood. The first trade was here and the second trade was here at the 49. But look at SMCI, man. Exactly got where Andrew went and chickened out on that particular trade. So, and that would have been a really, really nice trade as well. Not as big as what Andrew made, but uh, I got chickened out for some reason. But that was a very, very good trade that Andrew took.
Yeah.
Very, very good trade. I think that's my bread and butter trade too, when it doesn't go down and starts stepping up and then goes higher and then scales out for the high of the day and then holds higher and then continues higher, which is, I think, I understand what Andrew was thinking as well, because that's how stocks trade. When they break out of the high of the day, they hold the high of the day and then continue to go higher, and also had a catalyst behind it. Uh, so I wouldn't blame Andrew for holding it for a much bigger move. And I would have done the same thing, but I got chickened out on SMCI. But I'm happy with the hood. Hood is actually going higher now. So
Very nice. Great entries as always. And
thank you,
holding
man.
on. Yeah. Cool,
I'm
cool.
getting out at uh 50-50.
Cool. So we got yeah. Oh boy, if you see my things today, I probably feels like I took 20 trades today, but they were mostly all good. Um, Yeah, I'll share my screen here. And so where is it? Was it up and running on YouTube? And I'll walk through these. Just a moment, guys. Carlos, if we can get my screen up, please, then I'll walk through some of these. Yeah, I had Google, Meta, Microsoft, Tesla, and SPY. I traded everything. It's wild. Oh, there it is. Okay. So yeah, guys, on Microsoft, effectively, I'm looking at this 30-minute chart. Basically, it's been in a big downtrend, and then the first candle of the day, the first 30-minute candle, is this massive bullish hammer, which is a near perfect setup for me. And so beyond that hammer, once it's closed, I'm only thinking long. I'm waiting for an entry on a 1-minute chart for a long, and I'm really targeting up in this 404 zone up here. So let's say that hammer closed. That was about 10 a.m., right about there. So I got the long in this area just after 10 somewhere as it's breaking through the level here, just over 400. And the idea was to hold it up to 404. But as it got to 403, I made some hotkey errors and actually exited the position, which is kind of silly. So it ended up being a very good trade, but still, I would have been still in it and, running it for 404. But anyways, that's the execution. Get the long at about $4.20 on these call contracts and out about $5.60. Basically in and out is the way that transpired. And it's all based really on the 30-minute action. And there it is, big bullish activity. So then basically looking for big bullish activity on the 1 minute, which is right about here, just above 400, a breakout of 400 of that zone. And it did retest 400, survived the retest, and off it goes. So caught that aggressive move. That was fun. And let's see, another one for you guys was on Meta. What did I see on Meta? Oh, yes, here it is. In the pre-market, I basically identified this as a tight range, but going further back on Meta, it's been very bearish, basically. Now, yesterday, it did this bullish engulfing kind of candle right here, low of day, and it's been bullish since. It was active in the pre-market, as in, well, not active, but it was bullish. It didn't make a new low or anything of that nature. Consolidation in the pre-market there. So I'm thinking, all right, it's been in a bear run. This may be a reversal. This is just a consolidation before it continues its reversal. Basically, it's long. So before the market open, I'm already thinking long, but ideally I want to break out of this consolidation. So in the 665 zone. So once it approached that area, right about there, you can see what it did. It firstly started putting in the higher lows, hit the level, started consolidating, and I'm ready for this thing to go up. And you can also see very interestingly on the 1 minute, you have this opening range. The top of the opening range is here about 663. And then sure enough, later does a retest of precisely that opening range, right? Breakout, retest, and off it goes. So I got involved in this consolidation zone for the bullish run. And when that retest started looking good, I started adding in further. And really my target was just 668, because those are my levels. But then sure enough, it got bigger than that. Let me see, yeah, here's the options on it. That's it. So that's me getting in. As it's consolidating above the line I had, that's the retest complete, added further, started getting some partials, added further, and got the run. So a couple of trades, both pretty much into the 5 figures. Those were the two big ones. Other than that, a few smaller ones on the SPY. That was fun. Those were a few $1,000s on those, and so far so good today. Can't complain much.
Very
So
nice.
yeah,
That's
we get
amazing.
yeah, you gotta love these options, man. Oof. Yeah, but they're pretty wild. I did take a stop out on Tesla, tried to short early on, didn't work out on the 1 minute. And also on Google, tried to go long there, but that didn't work. But anyways, those are small stops compared to, get good runners. These little stops don't matter. Your winners are bigger than your losers, and you're fine. So happy to take these trades. They all work out. So fun. What do we have here in the chat? Yeah, Adrian, you're not gonna provoke us today? Great, thank you. No more funny comments. You're hilarious,
So
man.
there's a question from Diego. Why any reason why I took Hood today? And I think that's a very good question. And let me explain on why I did. So if you can see my screen, let's let's remove. Let me remove the. Let's remove this. Okay. So let's understand this thing. So Hood has been on a continuous down move. That's been. Let's look at this. Give me 1 second. Okay. So if you look at it, Hood was actually stepping up at this point. This was the earnings, and then the gapped up, tried to hold this level, then had an engulfing. Now continues to sell off. Day 1, day 2, day 3, day 4, very heavy sell off. Day 5 and day 6. This is 6, and it has completely, literally, which was the area of breakout back in early 2025. This is the exact area, and with no real pullback as in no real a small green day or something. Like it broke out from this exact area, and it's bouncing, it's coming back to the exact same area in a very short period of time, which any up move when you see an extension is not sustainable. Neither the down move is sustainable on the downside. And as a matter of fact, I was even very bullish on the day before as well. If you look at it, this is, if I zoom in right here, this is yesterday was also the place where I was like, okay, now it has a very good bounce lined up here. And as a matter of fact, I even traded that. And this is my yesterday's trade right here. If you look at it, this is my yesterday's trade, and I went long at exactly around the 47 area at this point, scaled out right here, added more for a higher, for continuation on the upside, but then it got stopped out after it lost VWAP, and it continued to sell off today. And when things like these happen, sometimes you don't get, I was expecting the same move that I got today from yesterday, and I was looking for it because it's not sustainable to drop like that. And when it drops like that in a short term, I'm looking for an indication for it to show me a buying indication. So even today, it was gapped up, but it was selling off in the pre-market right here. But after it came close to 9, after 9:15 or something, I think around, let's zoom in here. This is where after 9, this is, what is this, 9:15 or 9, maybe like 9:20. This is where the volume came in, and the trend that was following on the downside, I was like, maybe today was also not the day, because the way it was extended this was completely technical. There were a couple of two fundamental news about Hood. Was that SEC has taken the they have they have fined nothing to Hood, and they have opted out from all the investigation that was against the Hood about the crypto market, of the crypto transactions, and which was a good news, but it came the day before as well, so it did not pop up. So there was another news that would interest a lot of buyers to step in, but end of the day, price action is the king. So you have to wait for the price action to confirm that, okay, I am bullish now. And this is what I got in the pre-market, that in just before the market was about to open, there was a volume coming in and they were stepping up. So yesterday also I was long around the 47 area. Yesterday I went long around 47.60, but today I got a better entry. And once it started holding, and that's where I'm like, okay, now the tape is confirming by a lot, and that's where let me bring up the trade. So now when I bring up the trade, let's zoom in a little bit more here. And when I started scaling in, even this drop was like, there was a lot of buying on the tape. And I was like, okay, now this is a very strong buy. Let me add more. And usually what it does is very quickly it squeezes to the upside. It tried to hold. And I was like, the more it is holding, and at the open, right, when you have a good volume being traded, the more it is holding, the chances are it's going to drop before it starts popping up. And that's when I cut my size really, and my stop loss was below this 46.40. or rather below the low of the day, this was the area I was looking for a technical stop loss, but I was added very aggressively at the open. And I had to cut my size because I was still had a conviction that this is gonna pop. And once I did this, when I cut my size, immediately a big buyer was bought back, immediately stepped up. And that's when I added back my size heavy, and then very quickly it scaled out to the upside. And all you're doing is now scaling out to the upside, adding to the position, scaling out, adding to the position, and scaling out. And that's exactly what I did for the over the period of time. And that's, looking at the daily, one thing that I can tell that a decent pullback on the downtrend right here is close to 52. So a good pullback would be 52, and then it would see it want to hold 50 area, 52 area, and then step up, or does it want to pull back and step down? So that's another question. But I think one of the things I definitely think that it can go to is 52. And if it closes around 52, then it can gap up tomorrow at 54, 55. That's my thought process, that it has a very good chance to move up on the upside. And do I think I think it's a good hold? Yeah, of course it's a good hold. It has a reason, it has a technical pattern, and the buyers are showcasing interest. Even at these higher prices, the buyers are still stepping up. Like, even I got stopped out, there is a reason I got back in, because I think that it's can actually the risk reward is still in my favor. So when I got back in at 49, I'm adding more because, there is a very, very good probability that it can continue and it could be a all-day runner on the day. And I think I made a mistake here by, aggressively adding to my position. I think my stop loss should have been something around 48, 50 area. But I got aggressive on my ads, even though my scale out was there, and I had to stop out at break even below 49. So that was a mistake, but I got back in, and now I'm holding to the same position that I was initially planned for. So yeah, that's my wait.
Nice. Sometimes get excited and get aggressive, huh? I do that too sometimes.
Yeah. At end of the day, you have to be able to manage that risk.
Yep. Gotta manage the risk always. Always. Sergio, you love the Indian accent? Okay. How about a like for that, huh?
And do we have an Indian accent? I have an Indian accent. I don't think Avi has an Indian accent. You have lived in. Oh, thank you.
I've been in North America most of my life, so yeah.
Yeah, I come from India, and I've lived in India majority of my life, so of course I'm gonna have an Indian accent. But being in US for the past, I think 14 years or so, I hope it's not that aggressive. So I don't know.
Wear it proudly, man, proudly.
Yeah.
Oh man. Nice. So, looking at the market now, the only thing that I have eyes on is Google, really, but it's gonna take a while before it goes anywhere. Other than that, I see, the market's chilling out after all the fun this morning.
PLTR came back up.
Farzin, I trade options. Paras trades stocks and sometimes plays with options, right?
Yes. So my options trades are always based on the income-based strategies, either credit spreads, iron condos, butterflies, whatever. I'm not. I usually sell premium in my options way than just buying a direct call or puts. But in stocks, I'm very aggressive on a specific side. I think I use two different instruments with two different intentions.
Cool. Got a question here. Isaias, you want to know about double bottom on Apple on a 2-minute chart? Let's see. So on a 2-minute chart, Well, you can see some bottoming action. You can see that it's been bearish coming down. So the first bottom was early in the day around 9:40, and the second bottom's now, but it's kind of hard to say it's a bottom because this thing made a serious move up and then back down. Is this a bottom, or is this actually moving in waves, or just moving in a range? You have a bottom, a top, a bottom, a top. There's too much doubt in it for me to trust it. So I wouldn't touch price action like this. If anything, actually, it's a little weak, but no, I wouldn't trust it. It's too much doubt. Yeah. When you're looking at setups, you guys got to understand you're gonna put your money at risk on it, right? So if you have doubts on it, you shouldn't put money on it. Very simple, right? There are many setups and they happen all day. So wait for the good ones. You don't have to squint your eyes to create a setup out of this. I think that's really important. There you go, G-Prof. Yeah, not in an area as well that I would touch for sure. Mike, I use market orders for options. Yeah. For day trading in general, I recommend market orders because you want to get in when you want to get in and you want to get out when you want to get out. You're not sitting around and waiting too much, you know? So think of it that way. That's how I think of day trading. What else is here?
Tesla is
Meta's,
consolidating around 300.
yeah. Can I reverse that again today, Paris, like yesterday?
No, no, I'm actually playing through puts right now.
Oh, nice.
I sold some 280 puts yesterday, and I got a 70% premium out of it today, just on the gap up. I was like, okay, I'll get out. So I got a really nice.
Nice. Yeah, that's the beauty about selling options. You put time in your favor when you hold overnight, basically.
Yeah.
Oh, time decay in your favor, and you can collect premiums. Of
Yeah,
course, there are
I
no price
exactly
action.
got that. I bought some weekly. I sold some weekly puts. And I was like, okay, I don't wanna, like, it's already 70% up. I'm gonna just take it.
Mhm. Nice. Nice. Selling those puts. I haven't done that in a long time. I used to put on condors and butterflies all the time a few years ago. Just forgot about it, I guess.
Yeah,
Cool.
I love how time behaves in options.
Yeah.
Like, it is amazing. I and as a matter of fact, I loved Theta so much when I was learning about options. I named my company's name as Theta, like Theta Traders. So I was like, yeah, I like this name. I love how time plays such an amazing role in
Yeah.
the valuation of the options. And Theta, if things are right, Theta beats all the I don't think so, like beats gammas or delta or this thing, but I think plays a very important role.
Nice. You even named your company that. You didn't name your company like Theta Tesla or I Love You Tesla or something like
Yeah. Now the next company that I'm gonna like create is
that.
like, yeah, I love you, Tesla.
You could have like copyright infringement lawsuits with
Yeah.
that, right? Oh,
Yeah, I think that's gonna be my I should trademark that.
nice. Question here from Robert. Do you use 5-minute charts for entry exit or go and say 2 minutes for precise? Robert, I use the 30-minute charts for setups and then 1-minute charts for entries and exits. Actually, for setups as well, which confirms my entry and exit. So basically, I work with the 30 and the 1, not with the 5 anymore. G-Prof, you say you missed NVDA. Oh, well. Hey, it's still forming. So let's see what NVIDIA does up here. Very weak for now. Let's see. Let's see how this 30-minute candle closes, what happens. But I think generally speaking, for now, the market's pretty mellow for the next setup, waiting and setting up. I got an eye on NVIDIA too for later. Richie, no, that does not mean I don't trade the first 30 minutes. You can use 30-minute candlesticks in the pre-market and it go, zoom out, go back multiple days, and you find setups. And today, I think it was, yeah, it was Tesla that I found the setup for the short on Tesla before the market opened. But I didn't survive the little volatility at the open. I got the short, but stopped out and then it went. So yeah, very often on most days I find setups before the market opens, then I just wait for the open, wait for the confirmation, and then you can get in. Nice. What else is here? That Microsoft. Wow. That thing is, I might go short Microsoft later if it truly sets up. But this is going to take another 30 minutes or whatever.
Microsoft. What is the news on Microsoft? Yesterday it sold off. Today it's what is going on with Microsoft? Today it just rallied.
Yeah, I have no idea what the news is. There was news on it recently, some AI, quantum, I don't even know what. But hey, the price action makes sense. You can trade it,
Yeah,
right? So.
yeah. Now it rallied today.
Yeah, Meta and Microsoft today were amazing. Meta, I basically planned it before the open, when Microsoft happened later. So yeah, good fun. I just wish I held on to Meta. I got like half the move. And then yeah, it ran further. That's the thing with options, though. You can't, again, time works against you when you're long options. In that case, you got to get out heavily. So, Ankar, you want to know about Tesla? Yeah, sure. So Tesla here on my chart, what I saw before the open was basically it's all weak, right? And then found a bottom yesterday and gapped up this morning. And what's interesting in the pre-market, I observed a very tight range. And basically the 8 a.m. candle encapsulated that range. And then also in the pre-market, just before the market opened, it broke out of that range. So that's interesting. So you have a tight range, a breakout, which on a bigger scale is just a continuation of what it's really doing anyway. So I'm thinking, okay, it's a breakout. So after the open, if it goes back up to the 305 area and retests it, pushes back down from there, I'll go short there based on a retest of the breakout of 305. And so at the open in the first couple of minutes, I took the short over here, but then it was very volatile and it wicked me out, got me out. I think I took one, maybe two attempts at it. And then eventually it did go. So the trade was on. It's just that it didn't survive the first few minute candles. Where was it? Let's go have a look. Yeah, I got in early. I think it was the second or third minute, and then it went the other way for a bit. Then sure enough, it did happen. I just didn't have eyes on it later. I was busy with Microsoft or whatever. So yeah, that was the thesis on Tesla. On Meta this morning, I think I talked about it earlier already, but basically big downtrend and it started doing a reversal yesterday, began with an engulfing candle. And the way I see these things a lot of times is it's just this consolidation of the pre-market is just a continuation of a reversal because it's been very bearish. The reversal started yesterday. The reversal needs to relax and then continue. And basically that ends up forming a reverse head and shoulders in the even bigger scheme of things. So my confirmation was a breakout of 665 and off you go long from there. So I waited for that, the long on Meta before the open and the short on Tesla before the open. And yeah, I think that was it. Not too much. So anyways, just looking at patterns, just simple patterns, but on a bigger perspective, 30-minute perspective, then you can plan these things. But then waiting for the open, right? You can't just jump in as soon as the market opens. You got to wait for that 1 minute price action to confirm what you're looking at. It better bounce off that level you're looking at or break through it or whatever your thesis is. And then you can buy those calls or puts or whatever you want to do. So there you go. Tarzan, today, yeah, today I got the Microsoft long and the Meta long. Those are the big ones. I got a short on the SPY and also a long on the SPY. Those two are decent also. So yeah, it's okay. Ooh, the SPY looks good now. Who's short the SPY right now? It's interesting. Didn't have eyes on it, but put in a reverse hammer. It's a decent setup. It's not great for the short. There you go. Public scrutiny. You want to know the difference between buying and selling puts and calls? When you buy a call, you're effectively long the stock. The contract value goes up as the underlying goes up. When you short a call, basically it works the other way. As the price of the underlying goes up, the your short position goes down. Did I get that right? Oh gosh, I got it all mixed up. But basically, think of it this way. When you're long calls, you're long the stock. When you're long puts, you're short the stock. And then when you sell either of them, you're going the other way. But then you have to think about time decay. If you're going overnight, that's a different thing. That's the very quick and dirty of it. Megan's actually got plenty of good videos here in our BBT channel, YouTube channel, about what the details truly are. And she spent some good time getting into those details. But think about it very simply. Going long, buying calls is going long, buying puts is going short. That's the absolute basis of it, or the basics of it. Basically, that's all I ever do these days. I don't bother anymore with selling contracts. I haven't done that in a couple of years.
Yeah, and like if just on a different way of explaining it, whenever you get an insurance, right, you are buying a call or a put. You're saving yourself from, you're paying a premium to save yourself from the adverse events. But whenever you are selling a put or a call, you are an insurance company. You are receiving a premium, but if adverse event happen, then the company is liable to pay for those expenses. So if it doesn't, they keep the premium, and yeah. So it's when you sell it, you are an insurance company. If you buy it, you are just a user who is buying from the insurance company.
Nice. Yeah, that's how the hedge funds use it. Yeah, they have these big long positions and then they buy contracts to hedge their positions. That's why hedge funds, right? Insurance. Nice. Ooh. You see anything worthwhile, Paras, in the markets right now? I don't see anything. I'm looking at the
Nothing really,
SPY,
no.
you know. Yeah, I
Yeah,
don't
and
see.
I had a really good day as well, so I'm not gonna. I
Mhm.
added more on Hood though, just the existing trade that I'm trading.
Mhm. Feeling
I,
aggressive again?
not that aggressive, just added a little bit, 20%.
All right. Nice.
Yeah, at 50. So let's see if it bounces from the 50 area.
All right. Good. Yeah, that thing is good fun today. Yeah, I had a good day too, so I'm not inclined to take any positions. But I mean, I did the same yesterday. I had a good day, but then after this YouTube session, a little later on, I found a setup and I took it, and it basically tripled the day. So, well, let's see if the setup comes. My trade book tells me I must take it, but that might be too aggressive. Question: motivations and affirmations. I always love that name here. Do you guys see INTC going to 24 today? I don't know. I haven't looked at INTC. Let's look at it. 24. Is it in play? What's going on? Found a big bottom on a 30-minute chart. Looks positive. It's in an area of interest right now. This 2380 zone from a couple of days ago. Yeah, if it breaks the current area, 2380, my view is it can hit 400. Oh, sorry, 24. That's kind of all the chart's telling me for now. But right now, I don't see a lot of momentum in the market. I don't see a lot of activity. So whatever you're looking at now, expect it to be slow. Don't expect things to go now. Everything's slow. SPY is really interesting. Man, keeps looking at me. Why does the SPY keep looking at me? Omkar, you got a question here. What's more risky, to short puts or calls, or buying them? To either short contracts or buy contracts?
You tell me, Onkar, which one is more, where you gonna be crucified? Of course, when you sell it, it's because your loss can be unlimited. Your profit is very defined, but your loss can be crazy. Any gaps up, gaps downs, anything that's against your strike price, it can be unlimited. But with buying, you have a defined risk that is associated. So you can have a very clear defined risk. But with selling, unless you play around with the like the different credit spreads or debit spreads or different things, there is a very, if you just blindly sell naked calls or puts, it can crucify you. So be very careful selling naked calls or puts.
Yes, please be careful. I've been assigned before with naked puts and it was not fun, so I
Oh,
can
me
tell you.
too.
Yeah,
That's
not.
insane. And you think that so there was this one strategy that I used to trade a lot, and it used to work 95% of the time. And that strategy was uh, sell some calls that you are bullish on. Okay. Uh, a, get a stock, sell some calls, maybe at the price or maybe a little below the price so that you can get the maximum premium out of it, that you're bullish on a stock. Okay. So what happens is the first time you would like the bullish on the call, most of the time it would run bullish, you earn the premium out of it. Maybe 50% or maybe 30% of the time, the stock doesn't move in the bullish side, it actually gets you assigned. Now the process doesn't end here. So you add, if you're bullish on a stock, you sell another premium to what do you call? And yeah, you sell another premium, and if it goes in your favor, then it's gonna, you're gonna earn your premium, and you're gonna buy some calls too, because if it, sorry, sell some puts so that if it goes away, it automatically takes it away from the account. So you're earning premium on two sides. But if it's again sell some if it gets assigned again, so you have 200 shares, let us say 100 shares, 1 month contract, right? So you have 200 shares sitting in your account. You keep doing that until the stocks, you keep selling some calls against it, which is called as a covered call. You keep selling the covered calls and you keep selling the puts as well. So you keep earning those premium out of it, and eventually the stocks would be taken away from your account. But 95% of the time you'll win on this. 5% of the time you keep getting assigned and the stock keep going lower, it would kill you. So having that, and then I tried that, it was very profitable strategy, but one time it didn't work, and I kept getting assigned on, like, 500 shares, 500 shares, 500 shares, and then that it kept getting like 2,000 shares and 2,500 shares at that point of time, and I was like, what the hell am I gonna do with this? And then you're gonna end up, your account is gonna be what do you call, maximized. You would have used the leverage and all of that, and eventually you'll have to take a decision to take a loss. And once you take a loss, that's going to be a big loss. So be careful when finding a certain strategy. Even though it's a 95% win rate, you can still lose money like in that one trade. So yeah, it has happened to me, so you have to be very careful.
Yes, please be careful selling options. Again, now that's where you need to understand, we got to get a little more sophisticated with things. Firstly, you understand price action, and then there's the Greeks and volatility. You want to sell when the premiums are higher. You look at the VIX, there's various things. You're holding overnight, you're holding a few days. Look at what's happening with that equity. Is there earnings coming up? You don't want to hold through earnings. It's not usually a great idea if you don't understand things. So you got to look at all these sorts of things before you guys start just selling contracts thinking you're just going to collect money every day 95% of the time, because as Paras explained, it can be very dangerous, and I've been in those situations as well. It's not fun, man, not fun. So take your time with it, understand it. There's plenty of material that we've got here within BBT, even within our YouTube channel here, but also we have our options hour, our options section, our options education center, all within BBT. So if you're curious about that stuff, yeah, study it first because it is dangerous, but there's plenty of people who do it very successfully. So, learn from the people who know what they're doing with this stuff. Oh gosh, look at the SPY. It's insane. It keeps looking at me. I keep telling you guys, the SPY is looking at me for a short and I'm not able to catch it. It's just jumping around, and every time it goes, I'm like, I should have caught it, but I can't catch it. It's just jumping. So still got an eye on it. I'm gonna keep an eye on it. If it does give an opportunity, well, let's see. It's not exactly the right time of the day to pick up a fast one, but let's see. The SPY is moving too fast. No, I'm not in it. I'm curious about it. This thing keeps looking at me. I don't like it when people look at me like this.
Okay, how do you short SPY SPX?
Yeah, SPX options, which I gotta say are the scariest instrument I've ever touched.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they're really squirrely and they move like wild. And I'm looking at 0 DTE. Sometimes I go out of the money as well. I did that earlier. I took 2 trades on it, long and short, one puts and one calls, small size, because I know how wild these can be. And they were great. They were fun. But yeah, SPX, that's the way I do it. You don't have to be as wild as that. There's futures on the SPX. I think there's options on the SPY itself as well, or just the SPY on its own. So there's other instruments. But the SPX options, I like them because they're wild.
So 6,000 puts are available for 10.6.
6,000 puts. Yeah, that's just out of the money. Yeah. Well, if you're shorting this, you're trying to put the stop in, gosh, what would you put it? You'd have to put it like $8 or $9. $9 is decently tight and it'll move quick. But anyways, still watching it. I don't like the activity right now. It's just bouncing around this level, 598.80. So it's not convincing to put risk on. Yol Young, you're saying SPX options, at least in the US, are taxed 60% as long-term gains. Yeah, long-term gains and all. Yeah, there's different tax brackets for these things. I honestly don't know what they are. I don't pay attention to that too much. But yeah, different tax brackets, futures, options, all kinds of stuff. JSP, yes, I only enter trades when they set up, not exactly at these lines I've got, but in these zones. To me, lines are zones. They're not, precise points on the chart. They're areas on a chart. So I want to see price action in specific areas for an entry. Meta's all right. Tesla's getting weaker as well, the way I see it. Very interesting. Boy, Tesla might be setting up as well for a little later on. You can see rejecting this 301.50 zone that I've got there. Quite neat for a short.
So SPY and SPX are different?
Yeah, so the SPX is the actual index, which you take that calculation of market weighted 500 big cap stocks or whatever it is, and then they make a calculation, and that's an index. That's the SPX, and you can see that thing move. You can't actually trade it. It's not tradable. The SPY is a product, an ETF that's designed to follow the SPX.
Yeah, but why are their prices so different? So currently SPX is trading as 599.7 and it is like $1 difference. Why?
Yeah, on DAS, firstly, you're not going to get up-to-date SPX information. I tried that. It's like 20 minutes delayed or something. I don't know why.
Oh, really?
Yeah, there's that. And it's not tradable. Again, SPX is not it's not a dollar, like $6,000 per share. It's not per share. It's not even a dollar. Yeah. So, but yeah, with DAS, you can't get the up-to-date SPX thing, at least not with the subscription I have. So maybe there's a way to get that. But SPY is up to date. So I look at the SPY and I trade SPX options. So it's a bit of a workaround.
Really? Oh my God, I didn't know that. Yeah, I see there's a huge difference. That's why I asked, like, SPX is trading at 597, and SPY is trading at 598. I didn't know
Yeah.
that there was a difference.
Yeah, if you look at the time on it, it's the SPX is giving me a time 11:31, 11:32. The real time now is 11:47. So
Oh,
it's a time thing. That's
thank
what
you, man. I was gonna, I thought I got some like a imbalance or something. Let me just grab it. So it's,
You're looking at an arbitrage trade.
oh man, yeah, arbitrage trading, it's a free money.
Oh
Oh,
man. If
that
you find
is,
that strategy to work, you please tell me. You like time travel stuff, yeah.
yeah,
That's
sometimes you do. Sometimes, like, I have seen a very, very clear arbitrage opportunities, especially at the, uh, especially at the end of the market close. Uh,
Yeah, man.
and initially it used to be a lot. Initially it used to be, uh, like in the past, a lot of people use the arbitrage opportunities every single day of the week, majorly from the prop trading side of it, because there was such an like big imbalance. And once you see that imbalance very clearly, nowadays market makers have gone very efficient. In the past, the market makers or the electronic trading systems were not that efficient, so there'll always be a little bit of lag behind the orders versus the fills. So that imbalance used to be very much tradable. But yesterday was one of those days where I saw very clear imbalance on the long side. So let me bring up, how do you, people who want to understand what the imbalance data is, let me see if I can showcase something. So every single day, NASDAQ and NYSE project their imbalance data. Okay, so they showcase that before NASDAQ publishes its imbalance data 10 minutes before the market close. And yesterday, just before the market closed, they were here. Like usually what you do is on the DAS, you will basically get the NASDAQ net order imbalance yesterday, right? There were multiple data. So what are we saying is direction when it says S or B, B is usually there's an imbalance on the buy side. And when you see an imbalance, and when I was taking a screenshot, there was close to a $2.5 million imbalance. Sorry, million share, 2.5 million shares imbalance of Tesla 10 minutes before the market close. So when you have that kind of most of the time it would be not much. It would be 200,000, 300,000, which is nothing, right? But when you have a big imbalance like 2 million or a 5 million or something more than that, then that should catch your attention and see what happened. And that was a free trade. So once you look at this thing, like here, yesterday's Tesla, literally when the market was just exactly at the place where the imbalance data was published, which was at 298.82. There was an imbalance on the buying side, and this is what you call as a free trade. That when there is such a great imbalance on the way for the entire day, those orders have to be filled. And that's why you can blindly go long here at 299, and until the order was filled, it was close to 303. So that's where like a very quick pop to $5 move, just understanding the imbalance and we also call it arbitrage opportunities, where you see that the orders were filled the entire day by the market maker, but there was a buying side imbalance, and now the market maker is going to put the price much higher, so that it could clear out the imbalance. And that's how you trade an imbalance. In the recent past, the imbalance data has been very efficient, but when you have very big sell off or the big buy up days, those are the days where you find a lot of imbalance data, which is more effective. So just a food for thought, people who want to trade the imbalance.
Nice. That is interesting. Never looked at that in DOS. Cool, man.
Yeah, you can look in the DAS. You have to have a subscription to it though, but
Mm.
you can look for the imbalance data.
Mm.
And NYSE projects the imbalance data in the morning, like 2 minutes or 5 minutes before the market open. And a lot of times I have it, but they haven't been, you know, crazy helpful in terms of trading a specific site because they're very efficient nowadays. So there's not much of the imbalance that I can trade against. So in DAS, what you have to do is uh, go to quotes. Under the quotes, you go to an imbalance window. Yeah, Matthew, I think there's a reason behind that.
You even have Peter's got that trade strategy at the end of the day. Was it 1 to 10 strategy? It's based on this stuff, on this volatility created at the end of the day. So it's one of
Yeah.
the strategies we have in our education center as well to actually trade that.
The stock literally came to my break-even point and bounced from there. So I'm glad it did not fill the hood.
Nice. Still in it. Nice. We're having a breakout now as well on AMD, high of day. Just beginning to look at it. And Meta, of course, running up as always. All right. Yeah, I wish I held on to some Meta from earlier. Man, this thing is just a runner. I got in here around this 365 zone, and this thing just ran all day. Wow.
Meta just keeps going, man. Like this is insane.
Yeah.
When it was around like 100 or below 100, nobody wanted to buy.
Yeah. That's a very interesting trade. It's one of those mega caps that trades like a low float. Once you're in it, my goodness, the spreads and the wicks. Oh man, wild. But I always look at it every single day. I'm always looking at it. I just, because I know some of these moves you can catch, especially with options, man, they're wild. So today was one of them. Let me see that meta chart. Where is it? Oh man. I'll show you guys something. Take a look at this. Here's the meta chart. This is yeah, put on a 5 minute nice and easy. So when I got in, it was about, let's say $10 a contract. It's at $20 a contract. Now you double your investment, quite literally. This is just the meta call options I traded today. By the time I was all out, it was about 30% up from my entry. That's just return on investment perspective, not even risk to reward, day trading, none of that stuff. So it's pretty powerful, really powerful stuff once you get going with this option stuff. Especially something like Meta, it does this, it doubles its contract values quite often on a lot of days.
So Avi, what's your exit criteria in these options? Are you looking for a risk reward standpoint, or are you like what do you look for when you exit?
Yeah, I'm just looking as any day trading strategy. So for me, it's levels.
Okay.
Everyone looks at different things. I'm just looking at 1 minute charts or 30-minute charts, looking for levels. And that's it. So I don't really go in any other perspective. It's sometimes looking back on these options, you're like, wow, can you buy Meta at $600 and get a 30% return in 5 minutes? You can't. But with options, it tends to happen quite often.
Yeah.
I've gotten to positions where I've doubled it, buy a $3 contract, and 10 minutes later, it's at $7, $8. When you catch these moves, it's quite amazing. Capital efficiency, it's really tremendous. So, yeah. Vijaya, I took the weekly contract, so the Friday expiry. That's all I trade, really. Weekly contracts. Ankar, I go out of the money just a little bit when I'm trading the open because I know the moves happen quickly, but a little later in the day, if I'm taking a trade now, I'll go in the money only slightly because I know it's going to take a while to go and I don't want to deal with that extra volatility and time decay as it goes. So that's how I do it. Man, the spy again. The spy is looking at me again. My goodness. Every time the spy gets weak, it starts looking at me. But again, there's no trade on it. It's still just a big mess in this area. Robert, you want to know any tips on holding trades longer? Yeah, don't look at it. Put in your range orders, your stop, and your target, and don't look at it. That's usually what I do when I trade later in the day. So if I'm going to take a trade anytime now for the rest of the day, I'll probably do that. Go have dinner, go put the kids to bed, do stuff like that. And then yeah, just leave it. Tesla as well, getting weak.
Yeah, I got stopped out break even on Hood.
All right. Yeah. Cool, but that was a good one. Got a good move there. Nice.
All right.
Nice. Let's look at Tesla got your retest and it's going down. So hopefully some of you guys got that one as well. Tesla on the way. So fun stuff. Yesterday's low. Yep. Cool.
Okay, guys, I'll wrap it up. I think it's already top of the hour. And have a great rest of the day. And me and Avi will see you guys tomorrow. Same time, same place. And do throw us a like and do subscribe as well. So yeah, have a great rest of the day, guys. Take care, Avi.
Yeah. Thanks, Paris. Take care. Take care, guys, on YouTube. Come back tomorrow. We'll have another chat. Take it easy.
Yes, NVDA later today, though. Join Andrew for the NVDA and trading as well after the market close. Take care, guys.
Yeah. Yeah.